Davante Adams talks slowed down according to multiple reports. The New York Jets fire their head coach Robert Saleh. And how did that impact maybe the slowdown of Davante Adams talks to New York? And with Derek Carr out multiple weeks, the New Orleans Saints are almost surely out of the Davante Adams sweepstakes. So we got a lot to talk about. Does another third team get in the mix and go get Adams, or do the Jets say, you know what, with the shakeup, we're going to go shake things up even further, go get Davante Adams and make Aaron Rodgers happy, who sounded blindsided by the Robert Saleh firing? We've got more news. We've got the buy low running backs and quarterbacks. Some of these players are not going to be extreme buy lows. You've got to understand that it's a lot more about, will they explode from their cost of entry? In the case of Gibbs is not going to be cheap, but he's cheaper than he should be, and he's bye-week free walking into the remainder of the season, which is a huge advantage. We're taking phone calls later, answering super chats, doing it live, news shows, Stafford, Aaron Jones, JD5, more news than just what's in front of you right here. The Fantasy Football Show, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
A lot of news to go over. Let's start off with the breaking news of the day that's been out there for a while, but I've been letting this simmer. Rather than go live on the head coaching firing, I wanted to wait and enjoy this discussion with you here on the 8 p.m. show. And because so much could have been brewing, behind the scenes with the Adams stuff. But this is a report. First of all, let's start off with the firing of Robert Saleh. So the Jets have fired Robert Saleh, and it sounds like there's still a potential Davante Adams, situation brewing. But Aaron Rodgers was blindsided, according to reports. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think this is a crazy move. Robert Saleh, to me, has failed. Robert Saleh, it's weird to me that anybody's even defending the man. Because this is a guy that sat on Zach Wilson for how long last year? Robert Saleh does not deserve to be the head coach of the New York Jets. I totally think this is a good move. I think this move shakes things up. Breece Hall's been misused for 2 straight games. I know some of that's Hackett, and I sure hope that the mix-up is going to be the sort of balancing of powers, even with Hackett and every other coach in this offense. I believe the shakeup is going to turn into a Breece Hall bounce back, which is why we're going to be talking about Breece Hall in a minute as probably the best buy low running back walking into week number 6 and beyond. And this is not a buy low, so to speak, Gibbs, but I will say it's lower than it should be because people still say, Monty's the number one. Do you really like Gibbs given that Monty's still there? I hear it every day. It's like I said on my QB Josh Allen buy low video, which is up, by the way. You want to go watch that. We'll attack a lot of that as well on this show because we're doing buy low QBs. But as I said on that show, it's insulting my intelligence when you come in here and say, no one's going to trade for Josh Allen. I literally spent 2 or 3 minutes shooting down that whole approach, and I knew it. Immediately, somebody in the chat that didn't watch the video was like, no one's trading Josh Allen. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. Just like Jahmyr Gibbs. People do sell Jahmyr Gibbs. People do doubt Jahmyr Gibbs. We see it every minute. Every minute of every hour, somebody says, but Monty's that. Of course, there's not going to be a pennies on the dollar buy low situation, but you can buy lower than you should. That's the whole point. In Hall, same thing. We'll get to that in a minute. The buy low RBs and QBs we're getting to in a minute. And stop with the your league is the center of the universe. No one trades like this in my league. Who cares? That's a boring conversation, Bob. No one cares. No offense, but no one cares that your league's so good that no one makes mistakes. I'm sorry, but that's the bitter truth. And when you comment, Steve or Bill or JG25705 on YouTube and you say, Smitty, no one's doing it, then I'm going to not even respond to you. It's a boring conversation. I think Adams is still heading to New York. I truly think this is still happening. Aaron Rodgers blindsided. I don't know how he's blindsided. How could you be blindsided by Robert Saleh mismanaging this entire situation for 2 years straight? They're no better off than they were last year with Zach Wilson in terms of their record and how they're performing. And Breece Hall being misused for 2 straight games in a row is inexcusable. Inexcusable. I don't care who's calling the plays. I don't care if it's Hackett's fault. I don't care if it's the hot dog vendor's fault for yelling cigars and cigarettes too loud and it disrupted the game. I don't give a shit whose fault it is in terms of decision making on the field, play calling. It's Robert Saleh's fault if Breece Hall's misused 2 games in a row, because if I'm the head coach, I walk up to Hackett or whoever the hell's making the decisions and I say, you know what? You either change what's going on right now. You either get Breece Hall the football or you'll be gone tomorrow. If I'm the head coach, that's my responsibility to make sure Breece Hall is utilized, because when Breece Hall is utilized, the team scores points. When Breece Hall's thrown to, touchdowns happen. When Breece Hall's run, touchdowns are scored. He's an explosive playmaker. It is up to the head coach to make sure that all of the moving parts are firing at a good rate and that there's a potential hole somewhere. He's responsible for filling it. So I don't want to hear excuses about that's not really Breece Hall's, not his wheelhouse. It is his responsibility, and he should be fired because of it. This is the same song and dance of last year. Not understanding that the team should have made a trade for Justin Fields or whatever the case may be. Make a trade. Not even backing up Aaron Rodgers appropriately, coming off an Achilles tear, is something that's inexcusable. That also is inexcusable. I would have fired Robert Saleh alone off of not going and getting Justin Fields for pennies on the dollar. I'd fire any coach for not looking at Justin Fields as the best go-get acquisition for 4th round value, because what it was I believe a 6th rounder conditional to 4th rounder. You just offer straight up no condition, give me the 4th rounder. The team would have done it. Everyone keeps saying that the Bears wanted to send him where he wanted to go. They did because of his seller dweller pricing. Had a team stepped up and said, you know what, 3rd rounder, they'd say, sorry, Fields, you don't get to go where you want to go anymore. We're getting a 3rd rounder right here. They're going to take the 3rd rounder. Every coach that didn't take advantage of this, that's in a vulnerable quarterback situation, should be on the hot seat for leaving Fields out there for free. Robert Saleh should be fired. And I believe the shakeup will be good for Breece Hall. The shakeup could be good for Garrett Wilson. However, if Adams comes strolling in, it's going to change that. So Garrett Wilson is on spec, but very, I think, logical spec. Garrett Wilson's a guy we need to sell. Not no matter what, not at just the highest asking price. Like, Smitty, you told me to sell him, so I sold him for the best thing I can get. I'm not saying that. You hold on to him, but you sell high. How do you sell high? Will Snipe City gifting a membership like he's been doing all day long. Will Snipe City, appreciate you. And congrats to Doobie got it. Doobie got the gifted membership randomly from Will Snipe. I think this will be good. And according to all these reports, they're still in the Davante Adams sweepstakes. But then this report came out just not too long ago from Adam Schefter that said that the Raiders trade talks between the Jets. The Raiders trade talks between the Jets and Saints involving Davante Adams may have slowed down. And I think they slowed down because Woody came in and said, pulled the rug out and said, you're out of here, Saleh. And it just kind of crumbled all the structure of talks and just threw a monkey wrench into the situation. But I still think the Jets are the best landing spot. I still think the Raiders need to get rid of him. Adams does not want to play there. Adams has played his last down as a Raider. He's going to continue to be injured until this trade happens. And while teams are very tempted to say this gets $900 and something thousand cheaper every week that goes forward to the trade deadline, meaning that if this trade happens next week, it's $900,000 cheaper than if it happens this week. But you also create more competition as he gets cheaper for teams that maybe couldn't afford him trading for him today, but can afford him a little more so, and they're more tempted to say, can we move stuff around? What if we restructure his what can we do over here, Bill? Bill from accounting starts working up the numbers. Now another team's in play. So a team that wants him now is better off going now than trying to save a buck and having more competition. So here we go. We'll talk about more of this as it comes in, especially as it relates to Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. But as of right now, Robert Saleh's firing, I think, is good for the Jets' fantasy football outlook and production and output. For Breece Hall, for Garrett Wilson, if he's solo in New York, and for Aaron Rodgers. We got Matthew Stafford dealing with back soreness, not worried about it from a grand scheme. Why? Because Matthew Stafford and the Rams, unfortunately, are on a bye this week, which is gonna just, Kyren Williams is number one or number two. Barkley, Kyren, the number one and number two running backs in fantasy football. If you're drafting today, it's Barkley, Kyren, or Kyren, Barkley. And because Barkley's had his bye week already, he's number one. Huge advantage. Kyren's coming off his bye next week, so this could be a close call at that point in time. Jahmyr Gibbs off the bye week maybe makes him tied with Kyren, really, until Kyren has his bye week. You could make an argument that Gibbs is the number one, number two, or number three. I think those are my top three running backs right now. Drop the Gibbs emoji, drop the Kyren emoji in the chat. But Barkley, Gibbs, Kyren, if I'm drafting today, my top three running backs. You can argue the order. I think the bye week for Barkley gives him the advantage. I think Gibbs does get that nice advantage as well. But point being here is that looking at the bottom of this screen, you can see it. Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, and KC Chiefs. Big teams on a bye this week. No Mahomes, no Kelsey, no Kareem Hunt, no Xavier Worthy, no Kyren Williams, no JJ, no Achane, no Tyreek Hill. What a big kick to the nutsack for a lot of teams this week. But at least Stafford gets to heal up. Kyren gets to heal up. Pretty good bye week, if you ask me, for the Rams, given how much abuse they've been taking without Cooper Kupp. Letting Cooper Kupp rest one more week without having to go on IR, coming back in week 7. It's a beautiful place bye week for the Rams, who get to heal up and try and swing in week 7 and start tearing it up. Aaron Jones may have avoided a serious injury. As I just showed you, the Vikings on a bye in week number 6, so that gives Aaron Jones time to heal. Probably doesn't miss time, but could miss a game, I suppose. Jaylen Warren is doubtful for week 6. Doesn't really change my Najee Harris outlook too much, but makes Najee a little bit better play. He could have 100 yards and a touchdown and have a weird game like that. Is certainly possible, so keep that in mind if you're like struggling between a 2 or 3 point potential player in Najee. But I'm selling Najee, and if he has a good game this week with Warren out and just whatever, I'm selling Najee Harris on any sort of high. As I'm selling this guy, and don't really own a lot of shares because the cost of entry got ridiculously high, even though the talent level is insane. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said George Pickens' reduced snaps in week 5 was due to load management. I don't know what's going on with this kid. He's uber talented, feels a little bit like Josh Gordon. Remember Josh Gordon, the Browns wide receiver who was in trouble for a lot of other things, which some would reflect back on and say he got the short end of the stick, raw end of the deal. But so that's a different argument as to why Josh Gordon didn't evolve, and he could have been a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Josh Gordon was amazing, but the talent was there, but the situation, for whatever reason, just couldn't allow it to unfold. And I think George Pickens feels very much the same way. Is he a top 12 talent, top 10 talent maybe at the wide receiver position? Physically, he is. But is he ever going to put it together consistently? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. He could, but I'm going to sell him if I can. And I don't know that he's got a lot of trade value right now anyway, but definitely a disaster. And this situation's weird in Pittsburgh. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin still being cryptic with his quarterback call. Like, Fields has, 2 turnovers, I think, on the year? Fields may have some bad statistical categories, right? But he also has one of the better TD to INT ratios in the league. He's also winning games. He's also doing pretty well. And so the fact that you're not supporting your quarterback and giving him the confidence he needs, that's a problem to me. And I think Tomlin's missing the boat on that. Commit to your quarterback. You got to go to Russell Wilson later. Sure, do it. But commit to your boy. And Russell Wilson, the door is ajar, says Tomlin. He did make other comments like Wilson's on the field working with the twos. He doesn't want to affect Fields' preparation for the upcoming game. So that makes you feel like, okay, he is starting Fields for sure for one more week. It sounds like that's a go. But he's trying to rev him up. He's trying to get him in a position where he can eventually take over, it sounds like. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But it sounds like Fields will be the guy this week, but he'll be looking over his shoulder. But you know what? Fields does pretty well looking over his shoulder. Some quarterbacks fold. Fields will probably do what he needs to do. Okay? And I have confidence in Fields. I like Fields. Is he perfect? No, he's not. He's not perfect. Pittsburgh plays the Raiders too. So this is not trying to say the Raiders they don't have a good defense. Of course they have good players, good personnel. But this is the Raiders. This is a very winnable game. I'm not saying it's a lock, but this is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense against the Raiders offense. This is going to be a problem. Okay, and that's going to put the offense in a position where Fields doesn't need to ball out some total competing with a top 5 quarterback in fantasy type of production to win this game. I think Fields wins this game, and it's a perfect matchup for Fields to continue to thrive and do what he does. Derek Carr likely to miss at least 2 weeks. This is very bad for the odds of the Saints acquiring Davante Adams. Very, very low chance of that happening now. Why would Adams want to go play a mess of a court? I don't know. Adams doesn't seem to be the best decision maker for his own, fate. So I don't know. Maybe he says, I'll wait on him. I'll wait on Derek Carr. I don't know. I have no idea. I tend to think it's not happening. But the shakeup in New Orleans could be bad for Shaheed. Might not be, but could be bad for Shaheed because Carr is the one that's rising Shaheed up and lifting him up. His style of play, his downfield gunslinging, whether he's accurate all the time or not, he can throw a good deep ball. There's a reason Davante Adams was still very good under Derek Carr's reign, because Carr can throw the football downfield. He's kind of like Winston in that it doesn't really, you can judge the man as a win-loss type of guy, or is he your quarterback you want under center if you're coaching the team. Not saying that that's the case, but this is certainly a guy that can deliver a deep ball, and that's why Shaheed's doing good. So this shakeup may not be good for Shaheed, may be good for Shaheed. It kind of depends. We're hoping Rattler's season is in full effect. Rattler's got a good chance of doing something if he is the guy. And I think that we're probably looking at, if Rattler was to get a shot, we're probably looking at this being one of the better superflex grabs and holds for right now in Rattler. Rattler's got a lot of upside. This shakeup should help Olave because Olave's not getting the love that he should be getting from Derek Carr. So we're hoping he gets it now. But there's no guarantees of any kind whatsoever. Jayden Daniels is just getting warmed up, says CJ Stroud in an interview on Pat McAfee. And let me tell you something about JD5. This show could have never hit on a bigger thing this offseason. There's nobody that liked JD5 more than we do, that we did or do. There's nobody that called this man to be as good as we called him to be. That this is better than Lamar Jackson. This guy would be better than Lamar Jackson on every level, we said on the channel. How much ridicule got shoveled this direction? We're smashing this one. And this guy gets there at 4 a.m. every day before anybody arrives. He's there at 4 a.m. He's the last player to leave. This guy's putting in the work And he's an absolute monster. And he's probably the best quarterback in the National Football League. In the making.
Let him cook.
In the making, best QB in the league. Best QB in the league. Playing at that level now. NFL MVP this year, I think it's certainly in the cards. Everyone keeps saying rookie of the year, rookie of the year. Yeah, of course, rookie of the year. Of course he's rookie. What do I look like, a moron? Of course he's rookie of the year. This guy might be the NFL MVP. And we're never going to let people live it down. We're always going to be talking about it. I won't ever stop talking about it. Bet your bottom dollar. Okay, let's hit these super chats. We got $20 haulers sitting in front of my face here. 20 from Crazy. Appreciate you dropping the 20 wad, my broski. Appreciate you. We've got 1914 dropping a $20. Appreciate you dropping the $20, my guy. Mr. Human dropping a $20 hauler. Appreciate you. We've got Curry dropping a $20 hauler. Curry, you're the man, the myth, the legend. We got Thomas dropping a $20 hauler. We've got all these $20 haulers we got to get to. Then we're going to go to the super chats in order in which to receive, starting with Melvin. And Melvin's question is pretty damn good. I'm going to put it on here so you guys can marinate on it. Trade Hurts, Barkley, Hunt for Gibbs, JD5, and Debo. Can I get a vote on that while we're waiting? Trade Hurts, Barkley, Hunt. Hurts and Barkley are bye-week free, might I remind you. Gibbs, JD5, and Debo. Clearly, Debo's so... I don't know. Maybe Hunt's better than Debo. I don't know. Hunt's pretty good. I like Debo more, but damn, Hunt's a good value. This is a tough call. I almost don't know what to say when I see this. It's a really, really good trade. Really good trade. Gibbs side, Hunt side, Gibbs side. Hunt. There's arguments to make on all sides of this. I mean, the fact that Barkley, Hurts are bye-week free, huge advantage. JD5, I love JD5. Hurts is going to score, though. He's got his two quarterbacks back. As much as I hate to say it, I freaking love Gibbs, who's bye-week free. I love JD5. I love Debo. I love all three of those guys. It's hard to pass on Barkley, Hurts, and Hunt, though. That's such a tough call. I'm going to say, look, we've already kind of covered the super chat already. I'm going to say that the chat's leaning toward the Barkley, Hurts, Hunt side. I kind of am as well because of the bye week factor. But, bro, you're not wrong going in any one of those directions. 2 fantasy questions for you. Baker or Geno? This week is a tough call, bro. We've got the schedule right here. As you can see, Tampa Bay in the middle here is facing the New Orleans Saints, who I think are vulnerable for sure, especially with the QB situation. They might get down. The defense might get tired. I'm not betting against Baker because of the Saints defense or anything. But then you look at this Niner matchup. It's Thursday night, which is usually a problem. In San Francisco, look, I believe the Seahawks, I think Geno and the Seahawks, they don't lose. They don't win against the Niners. They don't win. I don't think they've ever. Yeah, they've got Geno's number. They also have the Seattle Seahawks number. I'm going to probably lean towards saying that even though I think Geno could surprise, even though Ryan Grubbs could surprise, it's really hard to bet against history and also bet on Thursday Night Football against a hungry defense that is not played up to speed, no doubt about it, but they're going to be out for blood. This is tough. It's an important game. I don't know. Chat, what are we doing on this one? What are we doing on this one? What are we doing on this one? Vote on this one. Are we going with Geno or are we going with Baker? I'm going to go Baker. That's a good question, though. And Javonte or Kirk at the second flex spot. Probably going Kirk, Thomas, but that's a really close call. I'm not going to lie. That one feels a little close. Guys, can we vote on that one too? Christian Kirk or Javonte? I'm going to go Kirk. Looks like Baker's getting the call, bro. I think the chat agrees. Crazy $20 hauler 3 and 2. Lamar, Saquon, Swift, Hunt, Eckler, Pickens, Debo, Jamo, Ingram. Worried about Wilson. Thinking of packaging him in a Hunt trade. So you're trying to trade Hunt and Garrett Wilson. You could get a Breece Hall. You could get a Tyreek Hill and something. No doubt about it. You could get Bijan and something. I certainly would think about that. Should I target Hall, DK, Evans, MHJ, Cup? Yes. Go target each one of those guys. If you do MHJ, you're adding a whole bunch more. James Cook type of player. If you're trading Garrett Wilson and Hunt for DK, you're getting another player. You trade it for Hall, you might be unfortunately getting just Breece Hall. You go get Cup because he's out one more week, even though it's the bye week and not an injury necessarily. Cup is going to be probably hard to get a lot more, but I would certainly take it if you can weather through potential loss, which you kind of can at 3 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, pray Adams doesn't become a Jet. It sounds like talks are slowing down, but it doesn't mean they won't happen. The bottom line is Adams is going to be traded. So talks slowed down. Maybe that's a ploy. Maybe the Jets are saying, let him slow down. If he doesn't come here, he doesn't come here. And then the Raiders are like, damn it, thought we were going to be able to have a bidding war here. Let's take what we can get because he's not going to play for us. We got to get rid of him. So I think he's gone. Unless another team comes in and just says, let's overpay because the Jets are fumbling around, then it's possible. Washington Commanders could be that team. They're so good right now, though. I don't know. Like Buffalo, KC should be involved. KC says, according to reports, KC is not involved, but they should be involved. It's wild that they're not. 4-1, full PPR. Either trade Debo for JK. Yes, I take Debo over JK, bro. So no, I'm not trading for JK. Or Debo and Davante Smith for Connor. It's Connor, not Connors. Connor and Shaheed. No, bro, these are horrible trades, Curry. Why are you trying to dismantle your team? You're trying to get rid of Debo because of a bad week? Debo is a top 5 wide receiver at the beginning of the year. Gets injured. He's back. It's obviously a buy low. He's going to be on the buy low list tomorrow when I do the wide receiver and tight end buy low video. But what are you trying to dismantle your team for? Absolutely not, bro. No. Don't do that. Debo, I don't know that you can make any buy low moves right now. Mixon, try and trade Mixon maybe. You may have to trade BT on the high and go get you could go get an MHJ and a player. You could go get something, bro. I would go get Tyreek Hill using BT and try and do some creative 2-for-2 Mixon and get a running back you like better. I don't know that I'd panic with your team, but I also don't feel like your team is for sure capable of winning at all. I like Neighbors, BT, and Debo and Davante Smith. Very good. Maybe you're just trying to get a Bijan using Davante Smith and something, or BT for Bijan, BT and something for Breece Hall, BT and Mixon for Breece Hall, BT for Bijan, and you almost could get something with that. Like Bijan is not value where he needs to be. But don't make those trades. Mr. Human with the $20 super chat. Smitty got offered CMC for my Olave straight up. I would pull the trigger. I don't know, bro. Chat, are we keeping Olave over CMC? I don't know that CMC is even going to bounce back to any sort of remnants of his old self. Hit that thumb up button and subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 30,400 subscribers. Smash that thumb up button and let's get there. We're almost at 30,400 subscribers. Olave. CMC is done. Olave. Olave's the vote, bro. Don't do this. It doesn't matter how terrible Olave's been. CMC is maybe never bouncing back to form. I would try and trade Olave, but not in that package, broski. Maybe you're trying to get like a James Cook. Maybe you're trying to get a Bijan. Even if you got to give up a little bit more, go get Tyreek Hill. Go get MHJ. Do that for CMC. Or Olave. I'm sorry, for Olave. Even if you have to give up more. Smitty, week 6 buys are rough. Yes, they are. Bench spots. Mahomes, Kyron, Corum, Mostert. What are we doing here? Are we trading? I don't know that I worry about, you're 0-5. I don't know if I worry about bye weeks normally, but with an 0-5 record, you almost gotta make a move. But look, Debo's there for you. Jamo's back bye week free. MHJ is not on a bye. Kincaid's not on a bye. I don't think you're as hit as hard as Mahomes definitely that sucks. Kyren that sucks. But bro, once you get through it, you got to think of it this way. You're just kicking the can and problem down the road a little bit. If you trade Kyren this week and Mahomes this week or something to try and have a bye week free scenario, you're just going to get hit with the bye later. If anything, I'd say Jamo's bye week free. You get Mahomes and Kyren through this bye week. Maybe it's the right matchup for you. I don't think I'm making any trades, and I don't see any sell high opportunities unless it's Kyren. So the only thing I'd tell you is don't trade Kyren for anything less than amazing. Hill and a James Cook or something, maybe even higher than that. Bijan and a wide receiver like a doubted Tyreek Hill or an MHJ. Go explore that and try and diversify your portfolio a little bit. Past that, I still like your team a lot. Mahomes, Kyren, Mostert, Wright. I still think you get good production out of that, even though it hasn't been very easily, easy sledding lately with that combo. But Wright looked good. Mostert or Wright, one of those guys will I think ball here on the way out of the season, week 7 on. I'm tempted. Kincaid I hold because you can't sell him. I would look at Kyren and that's it. And if you can't get the world for Kyren, do not trade Kyren. Do you understand? This is not a go get the highest, offer you can get and just accept it because it's the best you could get. I'd rather you take an L, be 0-6, and have all your guys ready to go with Mahomes, Jamo, and Kyren bye week free. Talked with the Bijan owner. I have Hall HN already, but seemed okay with Godwin and Love, but wanted a day, which never sounds good. Should I offer Garrett Wilson straight up or continue to press Love and Godwin? I'd be fine giving up Garrett Wilson straight up and keeping Godwin, Love, and then doing another Godwin Love trade, JD5's your QB, because you could get rid of Love and Godwin for a Tyreek Hill. If you go get Tyreek Hill and you get Bijan for Garrett Wilson, bro, you're in an unbelievable position. Even MHJ for Godwin Love is tempting. Some might say they'd rather have Godwin. I get it, but I still believe in MHJ balling out at the end of the year here. $20 hauler, 12-man half PPR. Want to upgrade my roster. I have Kyler. Running backs are K9, ETN, Dobbins, Javonte. Wide receivers, CD, Cup, tight end, Goddard. Any suggestions? I would say with this team, I'm probably looking to maybe get out of the Dobbins game if you can even get out of it. I don't even know that he has value at all right now. You could even wait. Scary Terry, I love him. But you have CD, Cup, and BT. Unless you start 4 wide receivers, which you might. Terry's kind of expendable with Rico Dowdle or Dobbins. So I guess I'm trying to get a Bijan. I'm trying to get a Breece Hall. I'm trying to get a James Cook maybe. I'm trying to get a JT injured because I think he comes back and he's solid. Those are kind of, I think, the avenues I'm exploring, especially Rico Dowdle or Dobbins and Terry. Would I upgrade Terry into BT for that individual if I'm getting a bigger name player back? Probably, but that's the direction I'm taking this team, and I appreciate your $20 hauler, my broski. You are the man, the myth, the legend. And we got one more $20 hauler here. Want to upgrade my roster? Oh, that's the same one, right? ETN Dobbins. Yeah, that's the same one. Appreciate you for dropping that super chat, my guy. Okay, before I get to the other super chats, I want to go over the buy lows real quickly, and then I'll hit these other supers. The buy low list is on screen in front of you. These are the running backs. Week number 6 buy low. Breece Hall. 2 bad games in a row, scaring the hell out of everybody. And I don't want to hear it again. I don't want to hear it on this show. Smitty, no one in my league will make these trades. No one cares. I'm sorry, but no one cares. You're in such a good league. No one makes mistakes. You, my friend, are the person that has made a mistake before. You've been in the elevator at work with your TPS reports and you tripped and fell, dropped them everywhere, frustrated as can be. Maggie from accounting, who you like and you've never talked to because you're scared, laughed at you. You grab your TPS reports, you fumble down to your desk, you throw them on the desk, you pick up your phone, and there's a trade offer. And you hit accept and you shouldn't have. You regretted it the minute after you made it. Don't act like you're perfect. That happens all the time in shark leagues and non-shark leagues. Stop with it. Stop with it. I see it all the time too. Smitty, should I take Breece Hall trade? It's sitting here right in front of me. Smitty, you can't trade for Breece Hall right now. I see it all day long. Josh Allen, no one's trading Josh Allen. Smitty, should I take Josh Allen for my Kyler Murray and Deontay Johnson? I see it all day long. I help people all day long acquire Josh Allen on the cheap. I help people all day long acquire Jahmyr Gibbs because the owner thinks that Monty's going to take his job. Stop. This right here, Breece Hall, mismanaged for 2 weeks. Robert Saleh raptured from the situation. This is a playmaker, a guy that's typically going to be, hasn't 2 weeks in a row, but typically going to be incapable of being game scripted out. He catches the ball better than anybody. He's explosive between the tackles like no other. This is a protected into the game script type of player. Go buy him low. You're not going to be sorry. Bijan Robinson, very, very much a lot of risk involved, but his time will come, I believe. I'm still buying in. The only thing I'll say on Breece is he doesn't have that dog in him right now. And really, period. That's the part that scares me, and I feel like the one part that can make me wrong at the end of the day is this guy, they win the game, he's excited, which I like. It's a good teammate. But I want a little diva in this kid. I want him to say, feed me, coach. Feed me. I want the running touchdown here, not Algier. Not, oh, Algier scored. It's my best friend. He's my best friend. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad he scored. Hey, Bijan, did you want to get that touchdown at the end of the game? I'm just glad we won. Just very grateful to be where I'm at right now. Good quality to have. I'm not going to sit here and rip on his quality of character. He's a great character guy. This guy give you the shirt off his back. I know it. 100% certain he's probably one of the better human beings on the team. I don't want good human beings on the team. I want somebody that says, give me the mother freaking ball. And that's the only part that scares me about this kid, is I don't think he's going to be hungry for it and demand it. But hopefully, the coaching staff says we don't care if he's hungry for it. We're going to give it to him. Then we're okay. I think the time is near. The asking price for Bijan and trade is so low, it's a no-brainer. Achane concussion. Adam Schefter keeps talking about it on ESPN. He's probably out this week. He's got to buy, Shefty. He's got to buy. Nobody's saying anything to him. He keeps talking about it. 5 different times I've heard Schefter go, Miami Dolphins probably going to be without Achane for this week because of the concussion. He's on a bye. Maybe he does miss one more week. Even so, I'd buy him. But this is a damn good buy low. Tua's back. It's all back to normal. Is there a chance that some weird sequence of events makes him have less carries when Tua's back, and we're like scratching our heads at Miami Mike, and we're looking at Miami Mike like we've been looking at Robert Saleh going, fire him. He doesn't know how to use, Achane anymore? Sure. But the buy low factor for both these guys, Bijan and Achane, are not going near their asking price on draft day. Keep in mind that Achane was a top 2 running back through 2 weeks of football. Keep in mind that we were circling victory lap after victory lap through 2 weeks of football. Ha ha, Achane's a top 2 running back. Ha ha, Achane and Kyren are both top 5 running backs. I can't believe you roasted us all week. The Achane doubters, like cockroaches, crawled into the cracks of every crevice they could find and hid from us for 2 straight weeks. We didn't see an Achane hater in sight. Now they're all back. I told you, I've been hiding, waiting. I've been hiding and waiting. Well, guess what? You're about ready to scatter like a cockroach again, because Achane ain't going anywhere. Buy him low. JT, risk involved in this situation. Look, he's injured, but I buy low at the right price. Mason, he's both a buy low and a sell high. Smitty, this doesn't make sense. You just had a video where you said to sell Jordan Mason, Smitty. And now you're confusing me, Smitty. It's because not every player is just a sell or just a buy. There is a world where you live on both sides of the fence. If you don't own him, his owner's freaking out. So you can get him very cheaply. Let me give you an example, because this is the example that would have you potentially winning your league. Where's my marker? Where's my marker? Did I drop it? What in the hell? Is this it? What's this? One of the kids was in here. I knew it. I knew my marker was missing because I knew somebody breached the studio, and I found the evidence of who took my marker. It's the one that made this. It's the one that made this. Oh, I probably shouldn't have thrown that. Where's my marker? Okay, maybe they didn't take the marker, but somebody definitely breached the studio. Everybody drop a chicken emoji. This is how you get Jordan Mason. Hey, Smitty, should I trade James Cook or somebody like a running back for Jordan Mason? What about Breece Hall for Jordan Mason? No! No! You know how you get Jordan Mason? You trade away, unfortunately, you trade away a St. Brown or someone like that. Someone that is a top 5, 6, 7 wide receiver, and you need to make a trade. Keep in mind, if you're winning, no one wants you to trade away a bye-week free St. Brown or a player popping off like Jamar Chase. But if you aren't winning, what good's St. Brown doing you anyway? So you trade a St. Brown for 2 players. Guess who one of those players is? Jordan Mason. Guess who the other player is? It's an MHJ who's doubted. This is how you buy Jordan Mason on the low. You buy a wide receiver that you quietly believe in, that you think can be absolutely as good or near as good as St. Brown, at least in spots or close to him, and you get Jordan Mason nearly, not free, but it's going to feel that way. You know, even if it's Tyreek Hill and you're getting rid of Jamar Chase, but you can't win with Jamar Chase. You can't win with Jamar Chase. I don't trade Jamar Chase if you're winning. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're winning, don't trade. Unless the deal comes to you and it's too good to refuse. But if you can't win, you have to make a trade. You have to divide and conquer one player into 2. Hill and Mason is how you do that. So don't tell me that you can't buy low on him and also sell high on him. You could go get Tyreek Hill straight up for him if you've got him, and you can go get Hill and a player for Jordan Mason or Mason and Hill if you're trying to sell another player. Okay. Kamara. Probably don't steal him away, but I'll tell you what, Miss Smitty was ready to trade him last night. Because Miss Smitty says all I need is 2 more points for him. I think 3 more points in the second half or something. He didn't do it. She's ready to kick him to the curb. There are tons of people that are reactive. Don't tell her I'm saying this. To 1 week. Okay, if I do the dishes for 5 straight weeks and one day I don't do them, you don't think I'm in the doghouse immediately? People are reactive to 1 game. People are reactive to 1 set of dishes. Let's not pretend that people won't knee-jerk react into trading this man a little bit on the low. He's also got the threat of dropping off at the age of 29, I believe he is. Ziggy, how old is Alvin Kamara?
Alvin Kamara is 29 years old and was born on July 25th.
There's risk involved, no doubt about it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this guy. He crept in there. I hit the wrong button, and there he is. Look at him. It's our boy. So, anyway. Kendre Miller, question mark. Come on, Kentucky. What are we talking about Kendre Miller for? Okay. So, buy low. And then, finally, Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going to get the super chats in a second. Hang tight. Jahmyr Gibbs. Smitty, I'm in a Shark League. Thank you. Yes, I play in Shark Leagues. I'll be signing autographs after the show. I am so good that in my leagues I would never play in a league where people weren't good, because that would make me look bad. I have big energy, I have big hands, I play in big leagues, okay? So there's no way in a world that I live in that Jahmyr Gibbs is attainable on any sort of buy low level, Smitty, because I'm just that good. No one cares. I'm sorry. I'm just being blunt. No one cares about your Shark League that's so good people don't make mistakes. The thing about this conversation that's so boring to me is I get hit with, should I take this trade? And I see the screenshot over and over and over. If anybody gets a temperature of a player's capability of being moved, it's me. I get hit with so many questions. I know what the people are thinking on a grand scale. There are so many negative Nancys talking about Monty and how he's not a bona fide top 5 running back. I don't care what he's done. I don't care if he had 2 touchdowns. He is a risk because Monty's there. I see so many of these comments on a daily basis. I can assure you, you may not get him cheaply, but he shouldn't be available at all, and he is. You can do what you want with that information. You can keep saying until you're blue in the face, your league's so good, nobody's trading Gibbs. I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is the person perceptive enough to understand that it takes a stab in the dark in order to get something like this done. And you can either continue to say, based on my logic, I wouldn't trade him if I had him, or you could see if the person that owned Gibbs doesn't know football. Plain and simple. As for the quarterbacks to buy low, this is going to be a much quicker conversation. I have a whole video up on this dedicated to going and getting Josh Allen to the same degree. Hey, Smitty, no one's trading Josh Allen. Smitty, I could get Josh Allen right now for Kyler Murray and Deontay Johnson. Smitty, no one's going to trade Josh Allen. Smitty, I can get Josh Allen giving up Garrett Wilson and J.K. Dobbins right now. I see it over and over and over. Don't want to listen to me? That's fine. If you think you can't trade Jordan Mason away for Breece Hall right now, why don't you just go take a gander in the comments section of my Sell Jordan Mason video? How do you trade Jordan Mason video? And take a gander and see how many people executed upon Breece Hall before you open your mouth and run it constantly. Nobody's going to make a trade for Mason. Nobody's going to trade for Josh Allen. Go look at the comments and see how many people say, Smitty, I can't believe it. I asked and I got it. I was just throwing it out there and I got Breece Hall for Jordan Mason. Smitty, I can't believe it. Thank you so much, Smitty. Go look at the comments. Stop running your mouth. Go look at the comments and come back. Josh Allen can be traded for on the low. People are listening to the absolute garbage content from people that says that this guy, yeah, he's good at fantasy, but like he's not a top 3 quarterback. He was 9 of 38. He's absolute garbage. He's not an accurate quarterback. He's not good. People absorbing it. Go trade for him on the cheap. Go trade for him on the cheap. Go trade for him on the cheap. Jalen Hurts is bye week free. That is a huge advantage for somebody that's got 1 win or 2 wins or 0 wins. You get this guy in your roster and he's bye week free. He can carry you the remainder of the season, week in and week out. Buy him. Mahomes going on a bye will be even cheaper now than he ever was. You have people everywhere saying that he's garbage, he's droppable. There's content creators saying to drop him. You want to go follow that person? Go ahead. What I saw last night was a guy that absolutely looked remarkable, that had horrible luck on a goal line touchdown that would have changed everything about how people view him. Didn't get the score, looked remarkable running the football. The offense is getting going. There could be some more wide receiver acquisition talk on top of the fact that Kelsey was back. They go on a bye week. Kelsey can heal up if he does have any sort of soreness from that hit that he still played through. And Worthy, they clearly want to get Worthy involved. 2 deep shot touchdown throws to Worthy. 2 pass interference situations. One was called, one was not called. Another roughing Worthy roughing the wide receiver on the sideline. Worthy was drawing penalty. He should have drawn 3 penalties. They were using him all over the field. Had a rushing touchdown. This is evolving. I'm not saying that you should start Mahomes over a better option right now. I'm merely telling you that if you want a buy low top 5 quarterback opportunity, this is your opportunity. You do what you want with that information. I'm not twisting arms anymore with this. I'm not saying I'm giving up on it. I'm saying I'm not twisting arms. I understand where people are coming from, but I'm certainly going to buy low in the right situation where I don't have the right quarterback play. He's worth the go get. On the struggle bus, Smitty, 3-2, 12-man full PPR. QB Hurts, HN, Walker, Stevenson, London, JSN, Kincaid, Benches, Williams, Coleman, Shakir, Wright, Coleman, Corum, Benson. Double Bensons. Look, I look at this team and I say, I don't know what you're going to be able to sell high on. You're waiting on HN, you can't sell him low. Walker coming off a bad game, can't sell him. Maybe you're selling London and Stevenson in some crazy trade that gets you Bigsby, or the top waiver pickup that gets you Bigsby and gets you MHJ. Go get MHJ with London to get another piece. Go get James Cook and a wide receiver. Go get Tyreek Hill. You're 3-2. You could afford having Tyreek Hill in a bye week. Go trade London for Tyreek Hill. Try and get Stevenson or JSN in a swap for a player like a Worthy, something like that. Buying Tank Dell on the low, given that Nico Collins is probably out for multiple weeks and he's gonna rise back onto the map. This could be a good move for you, like a MHJ and Dell, a Hill and Dell for London, Stevenson, something like that. I mean, maybe you keep Stevenson because of the bye week situation this week, but I certainly think there's potential for you to make that trade, and really that trade alone right now. Don't sell Kincaid low. I'd sit on that team regardless of that attempt versus make moves and dilute your talent even further. Wilson for Debo. Give me Debo all day long. Kyron London for Bijan, BT, and Jacobs. I would take, Kyron London, Chase Brown. For Bijan, BT, Jacobs, I'm taking Kyron London, Chase Brown. But I'm not to say I don't love BT and love, acquiring BT in any trade. Appreciate you. And thank you, Melvin, for your trade question. And the majority of everybody said take that Hurts side, especially because it's bye week free, bro. Trade Jacobs trade Jacobs for Debo. I got Gibbs and Hall. I'd rather have Debo. Debo's a great buy low. You'll see that on my wide receiver buy low tomorrow. In must-win match this week, trade Gibbs and Waddle for Jayden Reed and Josh Jacobs. I'm not doing that. First of all, Gibbs is bye week free, broski. He's bye week free. And he alone could outscore this other side. I'm not saying I don't like Jayden Reed, but no, bro. Waddle's not... Me being scared of Waddle's bye week's not making me trade a bye week free Jahmyr Gibbs. Chase Brown and T. Higgins for Tyreek and Aaron Jones. Give me Tyreek and Aaron Jones all day long. Very easy question, in my opinion, my broski. Smokey the Cat, appreciate you with the $2 hauler. Chase Brown T for, that was the same one. There's this one, Frank, appreciate you. Do I trade Mason for Achan and the owner of Tyreek already PPR? I would probably say this is a tough one because Achan is on a bye. There is concern about the next week with no Tua. There's a concern, does he still have a concussion at that point? It's possible. We don't know. I think Mason's going to have a good day, but I probably would take Achan. I'd try and get a little more. And Frank, I think you can command it because of the bye week and everything, Lando with a $20 hauler. We've got 808 guy with a $20 hauler. Appreciate both of you broskis dropping your 20 wads on screen. 808 guy says Lamar, Gibbs, Bijan, Reed, Lamb, McBride, Najee, Dell, Braylon, Patty, Brooks, JJ. 2 and 3. Any moves to improve this team? I'm thinking of trading, but unsure. I would probably say, bro, this team is so good. Lamar, Gibbs, Bijan, Reed, Lamb. I don't think I'm trading anything but the lower end guys. So maybe we're trying to upgrade Reed, even though I love Reed, into a Tyreek Hill, into a You got Lamb already. Damn. Tyreek Hill sounds good. You know, I like Reed a lot, but would I take a gamble on Tyreek Hill? Yeah, I would. I think with Tua coming back, do I throw Najee in? Sure. Do I trade Brooks and Najee together to maybe? What about a Reed and Bijan for Breece Hall? Reed and Bijan for Breece Hall. What about Reed and Bijan for Kyron? What about Najee and Brooks for Tyreek Hill? But past that, bro, your team is really good. I'm not freaking out at all about that team. Anything I can upgrade, 10-man league, super flex, 1 QB, super flex, okay? Garrett Wilson, Tyreek, Davante Adams, Chris Olave. God, those wide receivers have been hit hard for you this year. Chris Olave, CMC, damn, you got hit hard, bro. This team is brutally enduring injuries. But Josh Allen's your no question ass starter, but yeah, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Derrick Henry and Hunt are really good. I would try and trade CMC to somebody right now with either Davante Adams or Garrett Wilson to go get that Lamb chops buy low. CMC and Davante for Lamb. CMC and Davante for a top 3, top 4 wide receiver. CMC and Garrett Wilson for Lamb or whoever as well. I think I would explore Jacobs and Garrett Wilson for that same thing. I would explore Olave and Jacobs for that same thing. I'm throwing that at the wall over and over to get a Lamb, to get a top 3 wide receiver. I love that you have Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is an amazing buy low for anybody that needs a crazy move. Another $20 hauler jumps the line. Anybody that drops a $20 hauler goes right to the front of the line. Ryan, 1 and 4 moves. 12 team can't get my lineup right. Love Bijan, Gibbs. So Jordan Love, Bijan, Gibbs, Debo, Garrett Wilson, London, McBride, Bowers, Scary Terry, Bigsby, Wicks, Benson. Started Wicks over Garrett Wilson last week. You couldn't have known. People that are trying to Monday morning quarterback the Wicks situation, who scored, 3 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. You know, like, it's so wild to me how many people can Monday morning quarterback Wicks, call him trash. Wicks is still going to be good. And I get that he had a bad game, dropped the football, spotlight game for him, and he just couldn't get it done. But you couldn't have known that. There's nothing crazy about that scenario. It looks bad now. That's the way fantasy football is. I would definitely consider selling one of Garrett Wilson or Scary Terry with maybe Bijan to get a Kyron or upgrade. But at the same time, I'm fine banking on Gibbs and Bijan and Debo and Garrett Wilson for Lamb. How can we make that happen? Scary Terry, maybe Bigsby, maybe Bowers, because of the lack of tight ends in this league right now in terms of, security at least. I'm trying to upgrade Garrett Wilson into Lamb. I'm trying to upgrade Garrett Wilson into St. Brown. I'm trying to upgrade him into MHJ and somebody, because I think that MHJ is lower than Garrett Wilson right now, especially if you threw in some weird, make it a 2 for 2. Bigsby I like a lot. I think Bigsby is a potential league winner, but I also think he's a good sell if you need to make like a Garrett Wilson Bigsby for a Tyreek Hill trade, or a Bigsby and maybe London for a St. Brown or Lamb or Tyreek Hill trade. Bijan into Kyron is something I'm trying to do. Bijan into James Cook and getting an MHJ is something you could still potentially explore because of the name. But sometimes people will give up nothing for Bijan. Sometimes people will give up a lot and ambulance chase this thing, hoping that they get Bijan to be the guy that he should have been and have the heroic story of, I got Bijan at the low before he popped off. It just really depends on your league. The fact that you got McBride and Bowers, that's probably your way in. Bowers and Scary Terry, Bowers and London, Bowers and Bijan. Try and upgrade using one of the tight ends, Ryan. That's pretty easy, clear-cut case there. Is ETN over? I don't think I drop him, but he's certainly lost his job at this point. Is Bigsby a starter over Najee? Absolutely. Shakir, London, Walker for Chase and Gibbs. Shakir, London, and Walker. Bro, that Gibbs and Chase side smashes that other side into a million pieces. That's one of the worst trades I've ever seen. So yeah, if you could get that. If you're concocting that, you're going to offend somebody. Kyler, Debo, and ETN for Geno, Gibbs, and BT. Kyler, Debo, ETN. I'm taking, as much as I hate to have Geno versus Kyler, Debo, ETN, Gibbs, BT. You got to take the Gibbs, BT side and then try and make a QB upgrade, Max. Jedi says trade Garrett and Terry for Jamar or Lamb. Absolutely. Either one, obviously go after Jamar Chase first, but I love both of them, bro. I love both of them. PPR, bench 1. Mason, DJ Moore, AJB, Garrett Wilson, and Jacobs. You're probably benching right now. You're probably benching Jacobs of that crew. But I'd like to make a trade versus that decision because you got a lot of talent there. A smasher past Mason for Neighbors and Worthy for Adams. I'd take Worthy over Adams, and I'd 100% take Neighbors over Mason, bro. That's like the easiest question, especially, yeah, it's not even close. Wire priority, Juju, Waddle, Downs, McConkey. Go Waddle. I know he hasn't been great, but I'm still banking on that. Tua coming back. Should be coming back after one more week after this bye week. Then I'd probably say Downs or Juju tied for that next spot, Ozzy, but it's close. It's really close. Superfish with a $5 week 6 start to Justice Hill or Ford or Bigsby. I'm going Bigsby for sure, and then I'm probably going to go Ford this week. Rest of season, love Bigsby, running back 2. Justice Hill, not consistent enough for me to even start. Could have good games, though. Ford, good until Chubb gets in there and cloudies up the situation, but Chubb could get in there and not even be effective and have to sit out again. It's really a bad knee injury, but, I think Ford definitely has a cloudy future in 2024, the remaining part of, let's say week 9 on. Full PPR, 12-man, JD5, Kyron, JT, Mason, Cup, good team, 4-1 right now. Sit on my current team or make some moves. Honestly, I really love the squad. Go watch my Mason trade video, see if you can get into a Breece Hall or a Tyreek Hill and something, but that's what I probably would do. Rest of this team's phenomenal. I don't think I'd touch a single thing. Mason and Deontay for a Tyreek Hill straight up I would do. I'd give Deontay Johnson just to get that done, to be honest. But that's me. JT, Kyron, you're in a good spot. Keeping Mason isn't a bad idea. It really isn't. I think your team's so well built, but I think you get a Tyreek Hill in there, or even Waddle and Tank Bigsby for Tyreek Hill, or a wide receiver of that nature would be good, and then you can keep Mason, or still try and trade Mason using the video. You could we've had people get Breece Hall. Look at the comments of the Mason video. People getting Breece Hall for Mason. Team is Dak, Moss, Bucky, MHJ, BT, Hill, Cooper, Kincaid. I'm 2-3. What moves to make? I have ETN for Cooper on the table right now. I'd rather have Cooper by a mile because ETN may have lost his job. If ETN got dropped, just to give you perspective, I still would pick him up and put him at the end of my bench. Because what if Bucky goes and gets hurt? ETN's back to being a top 10 running back. So there's a lot of value still there hidden. Team is Dak, Moss. There's not a lot of trade value here, bro, just to be honest with you. I think, unless you were to trade BT on the high, which you certainly could explore, and I would consider that. I don't know that there's a lot to do here, but wait a week and let some of these guys gain value. MHJ, Bucky, Moss, Hill. No one's going to trade for Hill right now. Bye week. BTJ for maybe a James Cook, and maybe even something. BTJ for Bijan if you want to get nasty. And if you could do BTJ and something for a Breece Hall, like BTJ and Cooper for a Bijan or something, and do a 2 for 2, you could go that route. But if it's me, I don't know that I'm doing much this week unless I can get the world for BT. And I'm not trading him unless I'm getting a Tyreek Hill type player, and I know you have him, but I'm just giving you an example. A Tyreek Hill player or an MHJ player who you have also, which makes this hard because those would be 2 go-to guys for me. MHJ and somebody for BT. Even if it's a Cooper swap, like MHJ and somebody for Cooper, and you're upgrading Cooper and you're getting rid of BT. That's the only thing I'm looking at. Maybe a James Cook, maybe a Kamara, maybe an Achane for BT. Certainly a Bijan if you want to take a gamble, like I said, or if you give up more, you're going after Breece Hall on the low. Chubbs, appreciate you. Mahomes, Bijan for Gibbs and Walker. You have Jordan Love. You got to take the Gibbs and Walker, bro. You have to, because you have a quarterback. So Chubbs, that's an easy move for you. Trey Connor and Brian Robinson for Breece Hall. Absolutely. Easy decision. Benji, appreciate you. 1 QB. Hold on, Benji. We got a $20 hauler. They jumped the front of the line, pal. That's the way the world works. We got Rock Out with a $20 hauler, gets immediate attention. And Sloppy Joe gets immediate attention with the Double 100 side-by-side bunk bed super chats right now. Let's push them together. Let's push these bunk beds together and answer both of these super chats. Starting with Rock Outs, who's got the top bunk. Says, go to first super chat first. 1 and 4. No, we're not. We're not Rock Out. 1 and 4 team. Go to your super chat first. I got you. I thought you meant the Rock Out. His first super chat was this one. And Rock Out said he had 169 points this past week. That sucks, bro. What to do when you're scoring but good can't win? You're scoring good and can't win. It sucks, Rock Out. It sucks really badly, bro. And I feel for you. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for anybody that's getting scored upon at the rate Rock Out's getting scored upon, and you have a good team. I think you stay the course more than anything is my general advice. But looking at this team, go to the first super chat. 1-4 team, Purdy, Fields, Tua, Walker, JT. I'm trading Sermon. I'm trading Dowdle, Evans, Higgins, Robinson, JMO. I think I bank on Pitts here, but I think I definitely keep Evans because I don't know that you get enough for him. I'm trading Higgins. JMO's bye week free, so you maybe keep him. I'm trading Higgins and maybe Stevenson for James Cook, for Tyreek Hill, for MHJ, for any player right around that territory. James Cook even. So I'm trading Stevenson and Higgins for James Cook. I'm trading Stevenson and Higgins for Bijan. I'm trading Stevenson and Higgins for players like that. I'm getting rid of Stevenson. I keep saying Stevenson. Or maybe even Higgins or JMO to upgrade Purdy into Josh Allen right now. I would trade Purdy and, let's say, Ladd or Wandell to get Mahomes right now. Take a gamble on Mahomes, my guy. Go get Mahomes. Why not? Why not? JT and Higgins for Breece Hall. JT and Higgins for a running back upgrade. But Mahomes would be fantastic, Rock Out. I'm telling you, for that team, it's worth it. Don't listen to the noise. I know there's it's a risky proposition to so many people. Do you pick up Juju or Tolbert this week? Probably Juju. But they're damn close, bro. They're very damn close. Mahomes and Davante for Neighbors. I would take probably Neighbors if you had a great QB. But if you need a quarterback, that's a pretty damn good haul. And Devontae Smith is bye week free. Sloppy Joe with a $20 hauler, 14 team, 1 and 4. QB Kyler, Achane, Connor, ETN, Chase Brown, Braylon, Spears, Justice. Wide receivers are Amon, Wicks, Sutton, Addison, tight end Bowers, Hawkinson. Bad luck so far, lost to a top 1 or 2 scorer each week. Suggestions. I think losing ETN sucks. I don't know that you have a lot of sell high opportunities, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Just looking at this team, there's not a lot here to sell. You can't sell any of these guys high. You try and sell them high, it's going to be hard, tough sledding. You might have to sell him on Raw, but he's bye week free. That's going to help you. I don't know, bro. Chase Brown and you have no receivers. Chase Brown and Addison, I don't even think get you much. Chase Brown might even help you. You might even need to keep him. But I guess if I could get I'd be trying really hard to use Amon Ra to get, and this sucks because you're 1 and 4, but bro, it is what it is. You almost have to take a gamble this way and go in the direction of a bye week player. But because how else are you going to do it? Amon Ra for Hill and somebody. Amon Ra for Hill and a huge Chase Brown upgrade. Or Amon Ra for Hill, Amon Ra for MHJ, and another player. You need 2 players using Bijan and a player, Amon-Ra for Bijan and a player, Amon-Ra for Hill and a player, or St. Brown for MHJ and a player. I'd start with those three and see if you can get 2 players, and maybe the other players had a bye week as well, or you know, you gotta try. You gotta try, and I think that St. Brown's your way of trying to make it happen. I hate trading St. Brown, but you probably can't win. I'm just being honest with you. I'm trying to get you into a winning team. Smitty, team is 1-4. I have Josh Allen, Kyron, Bijan, Jacobs, Debo, Neighbors, Worthy. Love the team. I don't want to trade this team at all. Nope. Not unless you're trading away, let's say, Waddle or Kraft or Pitts with Jacobs to go get James Cook, to go get maybe a Kamara potentially, or running back that's just a little bit better than Jacobs, a safer play. Running backs that come to mind, if I was to pull said running backs up, and we also could look right here to the running back board, which I think I could put up right here. Taylor, Mason. Let's see here. What RBs could you go get, my guy? You're not going to be able to touch Saquon, Henry. Gibbs is a thought. Breece Hall's a thought. It's just going to be hard. Tough sledding. James Cook, Taylor, Achane. Let's see here. But past that, I'm standing down. Your team's like really good. Your team's really good. Gibbs and AJ Brown and Hurts all bye weeks, done and over. Tracy's got some value. Maybe Kraft. Let's see here. Am I reading? I think I skipped to his super chat. I just started rolling with it because he had Kyron as well. I was like, this looks different. Let me go. Jay, calm down. Jay, I'm trying to help out this guy right here. So wait your turn. I have Jacobs, Kyron, Bijan. Okay, so they're both good teams. Let's go Waddle and Kraft for 1 Tyreek Hill or above, obviously. Let's try that. That would be the best move. If not, it's trying to trade Jacobs and Waddle for a Tyreek Hill and something. I don't even know which one I was on. Go to this one, 4-1. Maybe I was on this one. I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. Let me go back to this trade. Hurts, Kyron, Gibbs, Tyron. Maybe this was it. Jamar Chase. God, what a team. What a team, bro. AJ Brown, Hurts, like I said, Gibbs, bye week free. Tyrone Tracy, Kraft. What moves to make? You like Breece, Bijan, Tyreek. Go get Kupp using. Don't trade Jamar. Don't trade AJB. Don't trade Gibbs. Don't trade Kyron. Don't trade Hurts. There's nothing to do here, bro. You're trying to get rid of Tracy and Downs, Tracy and JSN, Tracy and Juju, Tracy and Kraft. Even though Kraft is good, I'd take a gamble on a Kupp all day long using Tracy and Kraft. I don't think you're getting Tyreek Hill, but you could try. JSN, Juju, Kraft, Tyrone Tracy, not getting you a Tyreek Hill, but certainly try. MHJ. Maybe an MHJ. Maybe an injured Nico Collins. Maybe a Jayden Reed. Maybe you could get a Debo Samuel. Past that, try for all those guys using that combo of players. But past that, Jay, you got such a good team. I'm standing down, and I'm not even worried about your squad at all. Messing with it at the starter level is potentially going to screw you. Dynasty, Reed or BT? We're going to go BT. BT. I want to move a mid-early 25 first rounder and looking to target either of those. BT for sure. Should I hold? Look, I'd rather BT. BT got thrown into next year's draft. He might go in the top 3. So yeah, BT. Reed, I don't know if I'd do maybe the first rounder for Reed, but I think it's closer. I think maybe you wait. I was offered Goff, and if it's a mid to late, I would take Reed. I was offered Goff and Bijan for Kyler, St. Brown. I would rather have Kyler and St. Brown by a lot. I got CJ Stroud. Well, see, that's where it becomes complicated. But I still would rather have St. Brown over Bijan, so it doesn't really change anything. And now you get to trade Kyler, offered Goff and Bijan. Oh, so you're not making the trade then. So keep the trade and then try and trade Kyler I know you've been probably trying, but you're not going to trade Goff, so try and trade Kyler. Keep St. Brown. I got CJ at quarterback. Evans, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to go after, using Kyler like a James Cook, using Kyler maybe an RB like Kenneth Walker, Achane, Mason, Jacobs. Those are all pretty doable pieces, I think. I was offered, that was the one I just did. Appreciate you, my guy. Aaron says got offered Debo and Garrett Wilson. Thoughts? I'd rather have Debo Samuel right now than Garrett Wilson. Even if he didn't see Adams land on the roster, I still want that Debo side. Trade Monty for J-Mo and Chase Brown. Have Mahomes. I'd probably rather have Monty for safety. That's tough. You know what? Chat, I need your help on this one. This is really close because Monty's the best player in the deal, but J-Mo and Brown's pretty damn good. Do we want J-Mo and Brown or do we want Monty? His team's right here. Vote on that one. I'm going to let the chat decide that one because I'm wavering, bro. I'm wavering hard on that one. That's a really good trade. JD5, DK, J-Mo, JK, Bigsby, Brooks. Any thoughts? I'd probably say with this team, DK, AJB, Ayuk, I like it. Bijan, Cook, McBride, very good team. I'm trying to move J-Mo, JK, and Bigsby and Brooks, one of those guys, and Tracy, to get Bijan into a Hall, Bijan into a Kyron, Bijan into a Barkley, Bijan into maybe even a Derrick Henry, definitely a Gibbs. Any one of those RBs, if I could get Bijan into that using those pieces, I would. Same thing with Cook. If I could get Cook into one of those guys, I keep my wide receivers, I keep my quarterback, I probably keep Ayuk, unless you could trade Ayuk, I guess, to get Bijan. Ayuk and Bijan into a Kyron, or Ayuk and Bijan into a Barkley, or Ayuk and Bijan into a Hall and something. But I feel like Bijan in one of those lower pieces for Hall will work. I think that's doable. What do we get on this vote? We got Monty. We got depends on the roster, which is on screen. Monty. It looks like Monty got a little bit of the slight edge, bro. And that was my instinct. But I don't know. It's a pretty good haul. I'm kind of okay with either side of that. Jason with the super chat. Jason traded Bijan and J-Mo for Amon-Ra and Achane. Love it. Smash that trade. Who do I drop when Cup comes off IR? Probably Whittington, my guy. He's probably, or, we'll see where Madison's at that point. Conklin, I could care less about too, unless he's your starter, which I don't think he is he? He might be. I don't see your tight end in there, so maybe he is. So I would probably say Whittington by a lot. Yeah, and Smitty approved that trade. That's fantastic. Very, very good squad. Very good squad. Smitty approved that. And I don't think I touch anything else. I think I let that team simmer because that trade's perfect for you and it makes your team better. Logan says offering Mixon and Godwin for Jonathan Taylor. I would too. I have Henry, Mason, running back, Hill, Debo, Metcalf. Yeah, your team's good. You're 4-1 for a reason. You make good decisions. I like that trade. Full PPR, Jacobs, Hubbard, or Cooper. I'm going to go probably Hubbard you're going to go Hubbard until he's not balling, bro. And Jacobs would be second up if it was me. $5 hauler, blank one from Andres. Andres, appreciate you dropping that. Smitty, I need help. Tank and Mooney available in my league. Have the following players. Who can I drop? You're probably dropping Spears for Tank, Bigsby. Either Bigsby or Mooney. I'd rather have Tank. I don't think I'm dropping anyone else, though. Spears is your only drop. I like Mooney, but I'm not making another drop. Some would take Mooney over Dell, though. Like, I think the chat majority of the chat would rather have Mooney. So you could drop Dell for Mooney as well. I just think Dell's going to be extra useful now, especially. My Olave, Gibbs for Achane, Adams. Drop your kicker and pick up Mooney, and then give yourself some more time. So definitely pick them up. Drop your kicker. If you can't drop your kicker, you don't have a kicker in D, then my advice stands, and you got to get Bigsby. You also can make a trade, open up a spot, and then pick up Mooney as well. But he'll probably get scooped up. My Olave and Gibbs for Achane, Adams. I want Olave and Gibbs. Yep, Olave and Gibbs by a country mile. It is what it is. Deontay Johnson or Hunt. I'd rather have Hunt by a country mile. I'm Bucky Irving, fantasy owner. Should I claim Rashad White or Bigsby? Bigsby. Don't let your cuffing desires influence picking up the better player. Diggs, Pittman, and ETN for Bijan. I would take Bijan in a heartbeat. Chase Brown or Tank Bigsby this week. We're going to go probably Tank Bigsby, but it's very, very close, and I love both of them. 10-team full PPR. Allen, Gibbs, Connor, London, Amon-Ra, Godwin, Brian Robinson, Worthy, Devontae Smith. I'm 2-3. Should I make any moves? Allen, Gibbs, Connor, London, Amon-Ra, Godwin, Bowers. Brian Robinson, and yeah, your bench, you shouldn't have Worthy and Devontae Smith on your bench. So you got to consolidate. You got to try and get rid of Godwin and Connor for Breece Hall. Godwin and Connor for have Gibbs already, but like a Gibbs type player. Breece Hall, Kyron, Bijan even, maybe. Connor and Godwin for Bijan and something. And if you want to go wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, Lamb. Those are two very good buy low players. Lamb's going to cost a lot more, and no one's going to really sell him low, but he's definitely shouldn't be, even available, and people would be tempted to trade him. So Connor and Godwin probably won't get you Lamb, but it certainly could get you, I think, a potential Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr. type. And if you go Marvin Harrison Jr., you could probably even get a little bit more back and make it more of a 2-for-2 type of trade. Max, Breece, owner, said they were on the fence on this offer. Breece for Chase Brown and T. Higgins. See, don't tell me you can't get Breece Hall cheaply. I like that. How do I sweeten it? I'd give him Lad McConkey very easily. I don't know if I'd throw in a bunch of other stuff, though. Like, I guess I'd give him... Damn, bro. I'd give him Likely. I'd give him Lad. I'd maybe give him... Puka. Because he's going to miss so much more time still. I don't know. I'd try not to. KSO, appreciate you. Need help. Had Nico and Rice. Have Kyron Hall, Pollard, Pittman, Laporta, Prescott. I'm 3-2. Need help. Nico on Rice. Kyron Hall, Pollard, Flowers. So how about Flowers and Pollard? Flowers and Pollard, or Pittman and Flowers and Pollard, are freaking all three for Hill, Debo. Hill, Debo, MHJ. A.J. Brown you won't get, but you can try. I think Hill, MHJ, Debo are your best bets, bro. Very good players to acquire right now. Coach, I'm trying to trade away Kyron and Pickens for Bijan and Nico. I'd probably say I don't hate this if you can weather through waiting. If you can't, it's going to hurt. So it depends on your team. 4-1 got JD5, Baker, Kupp, Evans, Jaden Reed, Gibbs, Mason, Grendo suggestions. Probably say you're 4-1 for a reason. You're waiting on Kupp, Evans, Reed. Kupp is fantastic. I'd maybe trade Olave. Kelsey's back, it seems. Waddle and Olave are expendable. Gibbs, Mason. Okay. So Brooks, Olave, and Waddle are expendable. So all those guys for a Tyreek Hill, or combos of those guys for a Tyreek Hill. Brooks and Olave for a Hill. Mason and let's say Olave to get a Breece Hall type player, upgrade, or a lamb chop player. Waddle and Brooks, Waddle and Mason for Lamb and something, or straight up Lamb's my target, Hall's my target, Tyreek Hill's a target. Alex, you got a lot of opportunities with that kind of combination there. Trade Bijan, Algier for, it's not Algiers, it's Algier. Bijan and Algier for JD5 and Mooney. If you needed a quarterback badly, I'm fine with this. But if you have a Kyler or something, no. Pick up Tank Bigsby, Dowdle, drop Deontay or Braylon Allen. I mean, you're definitely picking up Bigsby over Rico. I'd drop probably Deontay, or I'd drop either one, I guess. But I just think Braylon Allen, while it's easier to drop Braylon Allen and Deontay right now because of the ability that Deontay has to do well, he can be good. I mean, you almost want to trade one of them. I don't think I'd drop a kicker, or something before I drop Deontay. Try and trade Deontay, but I think Braylon Allen's a league winner, rags to riches player you hope never gets used, but if he does, he's winning leagues. I'm taking Bigsby over Deontay, but I'm trying to make a trade. I do that for my kicker. Zach, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, 1-4 here, struggling. Have JD5, Bijan, Mixon, Wicks, Jason. Okay, Pitts, Kraft, tight ends, moves. Mixon and or Swift. Swift's a good sell high. Cooper and Swift for a Hill. Cooper and Swift for a top wide receiver, bro. Nico Collins would be a great buy low right now. Cooper and Swift for Nico, even though you're 1-4, I still think it's a move I would consider. I'd try and do it without using talented, like try and use Mixon and Cooper for Nico. As far as like now moves for you, Davante Smith and AJ Brown have had their bye already at 1-4. That could be an assist for you. So let's say you were able to trade Cooper and Mixon for AJ Brown, or you could trade Mixon and Downs or JSN for Davante Smith, or worst case scenario, Mixon and Amari Cooper for Davante Smith. Swift and Amari Cooper, I'd try and get a little bit more of a piece because I think you've got a lot of value in Swift right now that I think could vanish, but I still use it. I don't throw it away. Burrow, Brees, Cuff, Kyron, Cuff, Chase, Davante Smith, Kraft, Wicks. Good team. Hold. Yeah. Bro, I'm not trading this team. Yeah, like in order to do anything of note, you'd have to trade one of the big dogs and your team's just too good. That's the reason it's doing well. Let me see if I got any $20 haulers. We got $20 hauler here from Borg. Appreciate you dropping the 20 watt on screen, my guy. Paul dropping a 20 watt on screen gets immediate attention. Both these super chats move to the front of the line, people. Sorry, here we go. Borg says 3-2, 12 teams. PPR, JD5, AJ Brown, Ayuk, DK, Bijan, Cook, McBride, Bench, JMO, Tolbert, Bigsby, Tracy, JK Brooks. Thoughts and upgrades. I'd probably say let's move Cook, even though I like buying Cook. Cook and maybe a Ayuk for a Lamb. Cook and let's say a JMO for maybe a Tyreek Hill, and even get something. I would trade Brooks and Tracy, or JMO and Brooks, or JMO and Tracy, trying to get a Tyreek Hill, trying to get a Deebo Samuel, trying to get a Marvin Harrison Jr., trying to get a potential Bijan. Thank you for your $20 hauler, my guy. Appreciate you very much. To the moon, pal. To the mother freaking moon. Paul, $20 hauler, 10-team PPR league. Josh Allen, Mason, Pollard, CMC, Hunt, Bucky, Tyreek, MHJ, Waddle, Shaheed. Should I try and trade MHJ for Cup and another piece? I certainly don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. I'd be tempted to say let's keep MHJ though, and let's go Shaheed, especially with the QB situation right now. Shaheed and Pollard, or Waddle and Pollard, and hell, Waddle, Pollard, and Shaheed, or Hunt and maybe Shaheed, if you can do that. But if you had to give up MHJ for Cup, I'd be okay with it. But bro, I try and keep MHJ. I use Waddle. I keep Tyreek Hill. I maybe try and upgrade Mason and CMC into a Brees Hall right now. But yeah, bro, that's what I think of that. My guy, my man. Okay, $20 haulers are all out of the way. Syndicate, appreciate you. Smitty, been playing for 4 years, family league, and losing people. I assume to injury you mean. There's such a thing as a too small of a league. I don't know about that. I know with 4 or 6 teams, you're basically dealing with super teams. Thoughts on this? Yeah, I mean, bro, there's a reason that elite people don't try and create 6-man leagues, elite fantasy players. Because then it's just anybody can win. The person that auto-drafted could win. So the bigger the league, the more skilled player likely wins. 16-team leagues, you're never going to get someone that doesn't know what they're doing winning a 16-team league. But I think the sweet spot's 12, because then it allows you to have a little bit of luck involved. It's the right mixture of everything. But yes, there is too small of a league, absolutely. Because even the best fantasy player isn't going to crush every year in a 6-man league, because of the luck factor and the fact that you can't draft. And like the person that's auto drafting, it doesn't know what they're doing. So much talent stays on the board for so long, you can't scoop up everything, and they can accidentally scoop up 8 great players in a row. Hey man, I have Hurts, CD Lamb, Jaden Reed, H.N. Robinson Jr. Should I do any trades? I'd probably say, I'm so tired. I'd probably say I'm keeping Hurts and Lamb. I'm keeping Achane. I'm keeping McBride. London and maybe Brian Robinson Jr. for like a haul for a lamb chops type of player to set next to your Lamb. Moody, why do you got Moody? I don't know, bro. This is not the easiest team to maneuver. I would say Brian Robinson Jr. and Jayden Reed is a good combo to send for one player. And I think that, Tyreek Hill and above is capable of being had. I think MHJ is a good player to use for Brian Robinson Jr. if you needed a wide receiver. London and Brian Robinson Jr. could get you a Breece Hall on the low. Could get you a top 5 wide receiver. But for the most part, unless you could trade Achane into Bijan and take the risk, or trade Achane. I mean, he's going into a bye. Remember that. So it's not like he's going to miss multiple weeks, I don't think, with the head injury. He's going into a bye week. So I personally wouldn't trade Achane, but I'd rather get rid of Brian Robinson Jr. in London for a monster. And I don't hate Brian Robinson Jr. You're hearing me say trade him on a lot of these questions, but it's because he has such good value. And I'm all about selling high, and it doesn't mean I don't like the player. It just means they can get you a lot in trade. CJ, appreciate you. 1 and 4. This is Wilson plus Hurts a trade piece before Adams arrives. Is Wilson plus Hurts my trade piece? I don't want to trade Hurts at all. I don't. I definitely think it's a bad idea to trade Jalen Hurts. You got JD5, so it's a 1 QB league. Okay, yeah, there you go. I'd be tempted, though, to explore trading both quarterbacks just to get your most bang for the buck. Because what if you don't get anything for Hurts, bro? He's still top 3, top 4 quarterback, and he's bye week free. So we're definitely looking at, exploring, I think, both options. But, make sure you're getting the world for JD5. But I certainly would shop one of them to upgrade Cook into, Hall. I would shop one of them and then get something else. Or I would shop Garrett Wilson to get... I would trade Hurts and Garrett Wilson for like Tyreek Hill and a player, but you'd have to get a player. I'd almost say trade Garrett Wilson in a separate deal. Let's say you were to get Bijan, or you're able to get something, and then you use Amari Cooper, and the quarterback to get a top flight running back or wide receiver. I think you got two opportunities. I almost think that Hurts and Garrett Wilson, even though I'm worried about Garrett Wilson, I almost would rather use Cooper and use Garrett Wilson in a separate deal. Or Cooper and Cook to get Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson and Hurts to get, CeeDee Lamb. Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably explore both those trades, my guy. Appreciate you. Do I trade Taylor and Chase Brown and Ladd McConkey for Achane and Jordan Mason? There's no way you're getting... there's no way you're trading... So that's Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, and Ladd McConkey. You're getting Achane, Mason, Cooper, and DJ Moore. You got to take that trade. I mean, JT's hurt right now. Sean traded second-round pick for Bigsby. That's fantastic. Smitty approved. Would you trade away T. Higgins to receive Debo Samuel? I would 100%. Trade away Debo for Laporta, Ingram, Kmet. I'd probably say keep Debo. I like Laporta a lot, but I want Debo more. I'd trade those other tight ends and try and get Laporta. Mahomes, Fields, Cup, Debo, Dell. Need running back depth. What do you do? I like the wide receiver room, bro, a lot. I think Terry's expendable potentially. I like him, so sell him high. I think maybe you're going Connor or Brooks with Terry for one running back upgrade, bro. Personally, Connor and Terry for one RB. I don't even know if you could get Connor and Terry for bro. You're trying for a haul. Obviously, you're trying. Maybe JT's the guy to get. It's a risk, but it is what it is. Gibbs is certainly somebody I'd try for, but I don't know that Connor, maybe Connor, Brooks, and I mean, I know you're trying to get depth here, but damn, bro, I don't know. I think going after a wide receiver ain't a bad idea at all either. Bijan, Connor. I mean, if you get Benson and you have Brooks, you almost could essentially just say, you know what, let's get rid of Tyreek Hill, or I'm sorry, Scary Terry, and maybe one of the RBs like Brooks, who's not even back yet, to try and get a Tyreek Hill. And then just say, you know what, I'm good. Get Benson, but Connor and Bijan, maybe that's the route to go. Maybe you're overthinking what direction to go in. Let's see here. Dan with a super chat, 4-1. Give Evans, Connor, and Bowers. Get Gibbs, Collins. They take Gibbs and Collins, I think, bro. I mean, there's pros and cons to this because Collins is hurt, but I want Gibbs and Collins. You're 4-1. This is the kind of move you could do that other teams maybe can't do because they can't wait on Collins. Question in the chat. Terry, you got to ask it in the super chat, bro. I'm sorry. I got to put you to the back of the line. You can't ask a paragraph question in a $2 question and then make everybody else have to, and I got to go search for it. I got to get out of the screen that I'm in. Terry, you know better. I say this every day. You got to ask your super chat in the question. I will find it for you, but it's going to be at the end because I'm not going to slow the whole show down to try and find it. Appreciate you, though. Worthy for Tyreek. I'd rather have Tyreek in a heartbeat. Toby, appreciate you. Toby says 12-man league, half PPR. Toby, I don't have a question. $5 super chat. This is for your marker fund. Thank you. Appreciate you, Superfish, dropping the marker fund. Little Smitty made a really cute little chicken. Smitty is also super dead. Where did I'm not super dead because I threw it. Hold on. But the funny thing is it's missing a wing, first of all. But it was just in my office, just sitting in here, just on the floor. Someone was in here. We know who it was. Thank you, Superfish. Appreciate you. Jason with the super chat. Waddle and Monty for Gibbs. I'd take Gibbs and run. Absolutely. DeBolt, appreciate you. Just bought Brees for Brian Robinson Jr. and Sermon. Owner has JT. You see what I'm talking about? Smitty, you can't get Brees Hall on the cheap, Smitty. What are you talking about? I play in a league where there's no way that someone's giving up Brees. Let me play in your league. That's the other response and rebuttal they have. You can't trade for Brees Hall on the low. I see it every hour on the hour. You just got Brees Hall for Brian Robinson Jr. and Sermon. It's wild to me that people think no one else can pull off good trades. It's too good. It's too tough of a league. Dynasty 4-1, and I have 3 first rounds and 25. Trade 125 first, Kraft and JSN for Alec Pierce for BT and Kelsey. Trade 1 first, Kraft, JSN. I probably would. BT's worth it, bro. As long as you don't think it's the 1.1, then I probably would do it. This one here is a $10 hauler. 1-4 QB, Allen, JD5, running back, Barkley, Gibbs, Ford, Najee, wide receiver, DK, Wicks, Dell, Keon, JSN. Komet, been looking to trade JD5 and nobody's budging. Got offered Pittman and Chase Brown. No. For JD5, absolutely not. You just got to wait, bro. You got to wait. Let people... I get it, but don't sell to the highest bidder. You got to hold off and hang tight. Otherwise, you're trading in a more creative style. Like you're trying to get rid of maybe a DK in JD5 to get that Lamb right now. DK's a good player. Like if that person that has Lamb needs a QB. If not, I mean, what it sounds like it's coming down to is that nobody needs QBs in your league. And I don't know if this is a 10-man league, but there's usually never quarterback trades in a 10-man league. 12-man league, I bet you something opens up for you, but don't take Chase Brown and Pittman just because it's the best offer. Your team's really good. Barkley, Gibbs, both bye-week free. Josh Allen, fantastic. Maybe your quarterback goes down and it's a blessing in disguise, bro. I like your team. Dell's going to step up. Not much to trade here unless somebody does come a knocking for one of those quarterbacks, but I hold off and wait, especially with Dell about to get an injection of targets. How far is the gap between Brees and Gibbs? I'd rather have Gibbs by not quite a bit, but enough that I hit the button without hesitating, especially with the bye week out of the way. Selling Brees to get Gibbs. I would give up like a Deontay with ease. Something of that sort should maybe get it done, and it might just need to be the right player, but that kind of player. Not somebody, I wouldn't give up an MHJ or something like that. Smitty got a trade in my inbox. I could accept 12-man full PPR. I give Amon-Ra St. Brown and Josh Jacobs. I obtained Bijan and Jayden Reed. I'd rather have St. Brown and Josh Jacobs. I'm sorry. I give Amon-Ra and Jacobs. I'd rather have St. Brown and Jacobs. It's not enough. I buy Bijan low. That's not buying low. No, sir. No, sir. Ben, hey, Smitty, drop or keep Corum, Davis, Vidal. Thinking of swapping Whittington for McLeod. I don't know, bro. Sure. But, I mean, those guys are cellar dweller. And drop or keep, I mean, I'd keep Corum because he seems to be getting more work. Davis is rags to riches, but useless until, from a fantasy perspective, until an opening happens. I'd drop Vidal. I'd probably rather keep Davis over Corum for right now. But, if Kyron got hurt, Corum would go to the moon. Corum or Rivers, but probably Corum in time. Rivers is the early cuff. Corum's going to be the later season cuff. Monty and Worthy, Reed for Josh Allen, Kincaid, Bucky. Monty, Worthy, Reed for Josh Allen, Kincaid, Bucky. I have Fields and McBride. I think because Josh Allen, Kincaid, McBride. So you're going to have to trade McBride or Kincaid, though. If you can't do that, you're going to be in a bind. But Fields could lose his job. I'd rather have Josh Allen than this grouping of players that are very good, but that makes a lot of sense, especially if you can then turn the tight end into something like Tyreek Hill using a player and one of the tight ends, or MHJ, or, a Reed type. You get a guy like that back and you're fine. Got offer BT and Brian Robinson for Reed. Do I take it? You take BT and Brian Robinson and you run. My guy, that's an easy call. Kevin with the super chat just added Chuba for Jamison Williams, currently 5-0. Just added Chuba for JMO. I don't know that you could say that JMO's less than Chuba and Chuba's less than. They're both very good, but Chuba might lose his job in time. So, not sure how I feel about that swap, but I think that there's arguments to be made. Was it a good trade? Worthy, good trade. I don't know. I guess for your situation, you needed an RB. So, okay. But, I mean, actually, you know what? I don't even know that you needed an RB. I don't know that he's good, but he's gonna lose ground. If anything, with Nico hurt, you might have needed the wide receiver. I don't know, Kevin. I don't think I love it, to be honest, because I think Brooks comes back. Just traded Mason and Higgins for Hall and Godwin. See, thanks, Smitty. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Smitty, no one's trading Breece Hall. Smitty approved. I like Mason. I'm not trying to belittle Mason's value at all. 1-4, 10-man full PPR. Patty, Bijan, Jacobs, any moves? BT Kincaid. Probably gonna stay with this squad, bro. Bijan, Jacobs, B-Rob. I'm trading B-Rob and Wilson for a top 3 wide receiver. I'm trading Chase Brown and Wilson for a top 6-7 running back or top 6-7 wide receiver. Deontay, Chase Brown for Cook. Deontay, Chase Brown for Achane. I think Brian Robinson for Achane, and then you give up maybe a wide receiver like Deontay or a Chase Brown or a JMO potentially. Yo, Smitty traded Chase Brown and Laporta and got Hall and Andrews. I love that trade. Nice job, bro. Smash. Would you trade Jordan Mason for Neighbors? I'd take Neighbors in a heartbeat. So that's what I'm talking about. And my other running backs. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Your running backs aren't like, you're telling me this is what you're left with. that's tough sledding. But I'd rather have Neighbors. So if anything, I'm trying to make another move, but I'd rather have Neighbors than Mason. I mean, you might be able to trade Neighbors into a Breece Hall. You know what I'm saying? So like, you kind of got to do it, but you're not done. Diggs and Pollard for A.J. Brown. I take A.J. Brown and I run from them veto police. Hold Cam Akers or drop for Jalen Wright. I would drop for Jalen Wright. Absolutely. Especially because you have H-Hand. Smash, smash, smash. B-Dub dropping a super. Do I use my first priority on Bigsby? Damn straight you do. He's got a 9 out of 10 for being the best pickup of the year. So, absolutely. That score is a pretty damn good score. Jacoby Myers. Why would you consider Jacoby Myers or Bigsby? B-Dub, we got to have a discussion. How in the hell you discussing maybe wanting Myers instead of Bigsby? It's for your own good. Even on a super chat, my guy. Even on a super chat. Let me see if I can find Terry's message. He's been sitting here on the corner of the screen for a while now. Terry R. I love you, Terry. You know I love you, pal. But you can't ask a long old message in a $2 super chat circumventing the super chat rules and regulations, which are you send a $2 holler, you get a certain amount of space, and you're basically, it's like cutting the line on everybody in a single file line, and Terry squeezes in and he says, go check my 8-paragraph trade. Here's the $2 holler. I appreciate the $2 holler. And I don't want to sound greedy or anything. It's not about that. It's about the priority of super chats, and that you can't write this and say, hey, take this, go find this. It's not the way it works. Anybody that drops a super chat and says, go find my message, you're going to wait until the end. And that's not to say I don't want you to super chat or to deter you away saying this greedy son of a B is such a greedy bastard. He won't take my super chat right now. What a greedy son of B. I'm not that guy. I'm trying to establish law and order here. Okay, Terry? That's what it's about. PPR, Hertz, AJB, Godwin. Look at this long old message. You say the $2 hauler? Gibbs, Kincaid, Connor, Debo, Mostert, Warren, Kirk, Pittman. Look, you wasted all your messages on the red face. The droopy eyes red face emoji, so you couldn't fit it in here. Stop crying about it, Terry, and let's figure it out. Hertz, AJB, bye week free, fantastic. Kyron, Gibbs, fantastic. Kincaid, you got nothing to cry about. Debo, get him in your lineup. Trade Connor and Godwin for a better player. Easiest question I've been asked all night, Terry. Trade Godwin and Connor for one better player. And go through the gauntlet of players that we keep talking over and over about on this show. I believe in you, Terry, and I appreciate you, Terry. Now back, let me close all these. I got to get back to the screen I was at. Reorder everything. It takes some time, Terry. It takes time. Precious time we don't have. Charles, who should I drop for Bigsby, Bucky or Braylon Allen or Ford? Probably Ford for the long term because Chubb's coming back, but that's a risky proposition for like the next couple weeks. It could look bad. You could go Bucky. Bucky's probably a safer drop, but I think Bucky still has a time to rise. Bucky's exciting. He had a bad game. People want to give up on Bucky and Wicks like they're garbage now because they dropped an egg. Do what you want. How do we feel about Juju? I like him. I think he's a wide receiver 4-5, meaning like with bye weeks and injuries, he gets into lineups. But is he someone's regular wide receiver 3? Probably not. Diggs and Kamara for Brees in London. I'm taking Brees in London and running. Like, that's not even close, bro. That's not even close at all. Ray Davis, appreciate you with the super chat. $5 holler. I'm getting Adams and Gibbs and CMC for Wilson, BT, and Chase. I'd rather have Jamar Chase and BT. BT and Jamar Chase over Gibbs, CMC, and Adams. Yes. Very, very good trade. I mean, Chase and Gibbs, let's take them out and call it a wash, let's say. So BT for and I like Chase a little more. He's just on fire right now. That's Smitty approved. I hate getting rid of BT, but it is what it is. Smitty, 2-part question. I got Mahomes on a bye in 2 leagues. Do I start Goff or Kirk? You're probably starting. Dallas Cowboys is a good matchup for Goff, bro. This is one of those situations where you chase the points and you're like, but Cousins has Carolina. Woo! Doggy. Can I get a vote on Carolina versus Cousins? Or Cousins at Carolina. Or Goff at Dallas? What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Do we chase Cousins and say he's going to do it again? Or do we say, give me the more consistent Eddie and Goff? Both have good matchups. They both have great matchups. Can we get a vote on this one? Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. Kirk Cousins. Kirko. Goff. Kirk. Cousins. Baby. Cousins. Kirk. There you go. I would go with the chat. Also, Fields or Caleb sucks, but I guess we can drop Rice, right? I put Rice on IR before we drop him, but if you can't, then I guess Fields over Caleb for me. Let me see. Caleb's got good matchups, though. Bears, Jacksonville, they're at home again. I guess Caleb's a tad safer than Fields, so I guess Caleb. Just right here. Caleb right here. You know, and you know I'm being unbiased if I'm telling you that. You know, because I'm like an anti-Caleb guy, but he's got such an easy schedule these couple weeks. People are like, Smitty, are you about ready to admit you're wrong on Caleb? No! What are you talking about? JD5's blowing Caleb out of the water. Caleb can't even sniff JD5's jockstrap. Trade Mason and Wicks for Brees and Mostert. I would take Brees and Mostert and run. DVO. JD5, AR5, JJ Neighbors. Keenan are available as free agents. Any trades? I'd probably say Swift and or Tracy for and you try, like, your receivers are so good. Your quarterback JD5 is amazing. I think I'm probably like pretty damn good saying, like, if I can upgrade Achane or Camaro with Swift, I'll do it, and if I can, I won't, and then I stand down. As far as drops, I don't think you can drop any of those guys for those players. I mean, McConkey and like Keenan are arguable. Ford and Keenan are arguable, but I like your squad. I don't think I really move anything unless I can get that running back upgrade using Swift. Past that, no. So like you're trying to get a Brees, you're trying to get a Kyron, you're trying to get a Gibbs like move. I forget if you have one of those, but you get what I'm saying. Sup, 12 team half PPR, currently 3-2. Mahomes, Fields, Henry, Mason, Chase, Waddle, JMO. Thinking you need a wide receiver. Well, you got Jamar Chase, Waddle, JMO. You're pretty good there, and like your running backs, you know, Henry, Mason, Monty, but you move one of them and now you need a running back. So, and Mason's got the risk. I would try and move Mason for a Brees Hall. I'd try and we see it all day long. Throw Najee in, throw Brooks in, throw Waddle in, and I go get Hall for Mason. And I don't care that it leaves my receivers a little bit lacking.
Someone is at the front door.
You know, it's the culprit. It's the culprit that left this inside the studio. We might have to interview her and see if she was in here and why this is in here and what it is. I'll try and interview the culprit in a second. We'll bring the culprit in. Thinking I need a wide receiver. That's what I would do. Look, I know that I'm unorthodox, and me telling you to go get Tyreek Hill right now is like, bro, I just asked you for I need a running back, but full trade, or I need a wide receiver or running back. Full PPR trade Olave, Ramondre for Drake London. I'd probably take Drake London over Olave right now. That's a sketchy situation. So for sure. 3-2. AJ Brown, Kyler. Let's see, available. Chase Brown. Chase Brown's a great ad right now. Bigsby, Eckler. I'd probably rather have Chase Brown than Eckler right now. Your team's pretty damn good. Kyron Williams is unbelievable. I think that's Kyron, and then you have Kenneth Walker on top of that. Kyler, JD5. I'm trying to trade, as long as it's not super flex, which I don't see. I try to trade one of your QBs. I love your receivers. One of your QBs with Godwin. I love St. Brown and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. One of your QBs with Godwin or Scary Terry. I would upgrade Kenneth Walker into Breece Hall, into Jahmyr Gibbs, into yeah, that's what I'm probably doing. Upgrading Kenneth Walker if I can. Upgrading Godwin if I can. If for any reason that's not Kenneth Walker, then the only other move I would tell you to do is like Terry and Godwin for one wide receiver upgrade. I'm trying to get a Tyreek Hill. I love Tyreek Hill. Evans and one of those guys to go get a Lamb. Evans and Terry, Evans and Godwin to get Lamb. Should I trade Ford and Tolbert for Kareem Hunt? Yes. Ford for Kirk, I don't know, probably even, but Kirk. Ford for Deontay, probably take Deontay over Ford because Ford's going to potentially lose some work. Any moves I should make? Fields, Gibbs, Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, Flowers, Kittle, Dell. Bench is Addison, Wandell, Robinson, Mahomes. Gibbs, Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, Flowers. I'm trying to trade maybe Garrett Wilson and Flowers, Garrett Wilson, and maybe Brian Robinson Jr. to go get that Breece Hall, to go get that Lamb, that potential. Nico would be interesting here. Nico using Flowers and Jacobs, or going and getting James Cook using Jacobs and giving up maybe an Addison or a Flowers, a Brian Robinson Jr. for Achane. Give up something if you've got to in order to make that happen. Obviously, all the other players we've been talking about buying low on top of that. But Jacobs plus Dell and Downs worthy for Hill and ETN. Dell, Downs worthy, and Jacobs for Hill and ETN. That's a closer trade than, because Jacobs, Worthy, and Dell, that's a lot of value there. I would say you're probably giving up a little too much. I like where you're headed, but I would give up less, bro, because Hill's good for sure, but so is Dell, Worthy, and Jacobs. That's too much. My Hall Pickens for Bijan Hawkinson. I'd rather have Hall over, Bijan and Hawkinson. I'd rather have Hall alone. Not even including Pickens in that. So, no. Should I trade Olave and CMC for Justin Jefferson? If you like winning, I would take JJ. Trade CMC, Mason, and Andrews and Amari for Hall and Reed. I'd take Hall and Reed if you like winning. Goff, Mason for Hurts and Jacobs. I'd take Hurts and Jacobs if you like winning. There's a lot of easy questions in a row there. Getting Breece and Bigsby for Achane and Reed and CMC. I would take Breece and Bigsby for Achane Reed. Chat, can we vote on this one? Maybe I'd take Achane Reed and the CMC. I'm going back and forth. I guess I'll take Breece and Bigsby. I believe in Bigsby. I'm going to take Breece and Bigsby. Final answer. But I would like to know if the chat agrees or disagrees. Please vote on that one. That is a tough call because you're really looking at Bigsby and you got to make a decision. Is he going to ball or is he not going to ball? ETN and Debo for A.J. Brown. I'd take A.J. Brown. He's bye week free. Do it live. Absolutely doesn't matter if you have Davante Smith. I still do that trade. Fantastic, my broski. Chase, Jayden Daniels, and Cup, or Smith, or Dak, and Lamb. I hate these questions, John, because I don't know what the hell you're saying with these and/ors that are in there. You almost got to ask it like three separate ways. Chase for Jayden Daniels and Cup, or Smith. Is that Cup or Smith, or is it Smith or Dak? You know what I mean? Like, it's all kind of smashing together. Chase for Jayden Daniels or Cup, I believe, or Jayden Daniels and Smith is what you're trying to say. Chase for Jayden Daniels and Cup. I'd rather have Jayden Daniels and Cup if I need a quarterback, or Smith. I'd rather have Cup, or Dak and Lamb. So Chase for, I think you're saying Dak and Lamb. I'd rather have Dak and Lamb, I guess. I'd rather have JD and Cup. No, I guess I'd rather have Dak and Lamb for Jamar Chase. If that's what you're asking, Jamar Chase. My QB is Fields. Give me Dak and Lamb. That's pretty damn good for Jamar Chase, to be honest with you. If you need a quarterback bad, but I don't know. JD5 and Cup is nice too, but there's some risk with Cup that's a little different than Lamb, 4-1, Hurts, Mason, Bijan, BT, Tolbert, Bowers, Kraft. Bench is T-Law and Sam Darnold. Trade suggestions. I guess I would be looking to trade Brooks and maybe I'm trying to get Mason into Breece Hall. I'm trying to get Mason into Kyren. I'm trying to get Mason into Gibbs, and I'm willing to give up Brooks and not Cup, Brooks and Kraft or Bowers, or go to the tight end needy team and see what they need, and then see if you can concoct a Mason trade by giving them a tight end. Murph dropping a super chat. Murph, appreciate you. 12-team PPR 3-2. Thoughts and ideas. Waddle, Dell. I guess I'm gonna go probably with the good old stand down Mahomes, Gibbs, Kyren. Unless I'm trading Ramondre or Bigsby to upgrade Waddle into a much safer player. I'd maybe go after Nico injured. You're 3-2. I'd give Waddle for Nico. I'd throw in Brooks maybe. Or you don't have Brooks. What was it? Irving? Ramondre or Irving I'd throw in to get Waddle into Collins and wait on him. Or Tyreek Hill. Waddle for Tyreek Hill. 8-man work league, 3-2. CJ, Saquon, Bijan, Hunt, Brian Robinson Jr., BT, JMO, Evans, Ayuk. Okay, probably going to say give me Brian Robinson Jr. and JMO, Brian Robinson Jr. and Shaheed. And I'm trying to get me into that Tyreek Hill action, that MHJ situation, doing it live. I love Saquon, Bijan, and Hunt. I think that'll carry you. I think that makes B-Rob expendable at the right price to get that wide receiver upgrade. 10-team league. Again, I don't hate Brian Robinson Jr. You're hearing me give a lot of Brian Robinson Jr. advice because he's got good value, and you can trade him. Brett with a $20 hauler gets immediate attention. Brett jumps straight to the front of the line. John dropping a blank $4.99 super chat. John, appreciate you supporting the channel, my guy. Let's see here. I think we're caught up on 20, so this one from Brett is the last 20 right now. 12-team league, full PPR, JD5, JT, Kamara, Gibbs, JT, Lamb, Adams, 1 QB league. Who should I start this week? Who should you start this week? JD5. JT is, we'll have to see how he is, but he's banged up. So Kamara, Gibbs is bye week free. So you got Gibbs and Kamara, you got JD5, you got Jamar Chase and Lamb, you got London, you got Goddard back from a bye, and if you need, Neighbors, jeez. I mean, I don't know. You don't tell me like what your starting lineup is, bro. I don't know what your requirements are. Neighbors needs to be in there as well. So I guess if you're ranking them so out of order too. I mean, what are we doing here? Gibbs, Kamara, Chase, Lamb, and Neighbors, and then next would be London. If you could start 4 wide receivers, if you start another flex or something, then you're probably going to roll with, if JT were to play or something, you go JT, but Dell would be next, London would be next, and then Dell would be next. It'd be, if healthy, JT, London, Dell in that order. That's really the answer that you're needing, is what is the flex order. I would rank them in order of, if he was playing JT, London, and Dell, and then Davante, but Davante's not going to play another down for the Raiders, so he's pretty much out. I would try and trade Davante Adams and JT for one player, bro, or Kamara and Davante Adams for one Breece Hall upgrade. Brett, that's what I'm doing if it's me, or trying to get into a Kyren or a Gibbs as well. I think you got enough depth where you can throw all that around to get into that. Thank you for the $20 hauler, my guy. You're the man. Is Amon-Ra is AR5 playing? They're saying he's the starter when he's healthy, but it sounds like he's not healthy, so they're going to sit him until they deem him healthy. Meaning, they could change their mind on that. They're not locked into that comment. If let's say Flacco goes out and balls out, they're gonna put Flacco. They're gonna keep Flacco in. But right now, they're telling you that it's his job to lose once he comes back. But how long does it take to get healthy? 10-man, 1 QB flex. Do I trade Javonte for Tank Dell? I would in a second. Yes. Take Tank Dell. Take Tank Dell. Don't let the haters get to you. Sell Mason. I would sell Mason and Swift for a Breece Hall. I'd sell Mason and Olave for a Breece Hall and something. I'd sell Mason and Waddle for a Breece Hall and something, for a Gibbs straight up in a sense. 100%, bro. And you got a lot of firepower there. You got a lot of directions you can take that into. Thoughts on getting banned? Thoughts on getting banditism Alon? What in the hell is he saying? Tyler, you need to read what you're doing here. Thoughts on, I mean, you got spaces everywhere. This is a word salad. Be on word salads, then put in a blender and then turned on to high. Thoughts on getting Banditson? I think you're saying Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen. Banditson Alon is Braylon Allen, I think. Or Bigsby. I'm nervous because Allen lost head coach. I'd rather have Bigsby. To answer the question, let me show you this. Tyler, we've shown this all week long. Hunt, Bigsby, Brown are on another level than Allen anyway right now. I don't like cutting Braylon Allen, but I mean, that waiver board answers the question. You're going to get, thank you for the super chat, you're going to get Bigsby. Doesn't matter what Braylon Tism Alon, means to you. Garrett with the super chat just traded quads, Garrett Wilson, and so Saquon Barkley and Garrett Wilson for MHJ, DK, and Kittle. I don't know. I don't like it. I would not have traded bye-week free Saquon Barkley when you need him most and you're 0-5. But, I mean, if injury happens, you could be a blessing in disguise or something. Who knows? But I wouldn't have traded that. I would have traded Garrett Wilson and something for MHJ or DK or something. But I would have kept it. I think you traded him on the cheap, Garrett. I mean, Saquon bye-week free going forward is so valuable. Have 3 lowest scoring teams in my league, 2 and 3, with Tyreek, Bijan, Kupp, Brees, Mahomes, JD5, Worthy. Starting JD5 since week 3. Any moves I can make, or should I make an offer? Just hold. I love your squad, bro. I don't think I'm moving any of this. You're waiting on Kupp. You could try and get out of Bijan to get into, let's say an MHJ and a James Cook or something. If someone were even willing to overpay for Bijan, but it'd have to be something to that degree. Past that, I'm literally standing down. But Mahomes is kind of untradeable right now and going into a bye. So I would hold on to that and then maybe sell him higher later if he does look back to form to people. Got Debo for Hunt and Ladd. I'd rather have... I mean, Hunt is arguable against Debo, to be honest, but I'd rather have Debo personally. Got offer London, Dobbins for my Hill and Achane. I'd rather have Hill and Achane by a country mile, and it's like one of the worst offers I've seen, honestly, in favor of the Hill and Achane side being better. 10-team trade my Chase Brown for Worthy. I'd like both. I think if you need a running back, Chase Brown. If you need a wide receiver, Worthy. Sizzle got offered Tyreek straight up for DK. I'd rather have DK for the now. But your 2 and 3 is not the end of the world, but going into a bye week is tough. I'd rather have DK for you. Pepperoni Tony, what a day. In 3 different leagues, I traded London for Gibbs, smash. Ayuk and Chase Brown for Tyreek. Could go either way, but I do not mind that trade. And Goff, Chase Brown, and Laporta for Josh Allen and Wright. Fantastic, Pepperoni. You're cooking in the oven, pal, with that pepperoni today. Just got Tyreek for Reed and Najee. I'm fine with that. I think Reed could definitely hold his own in that trade, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Appreciate you. My week 3 and 2 now. Traded St. Brown and Bowers and Braylon Allen for Evans, BT, Laporta before the week. I have AR5, Flacco, Brees, Monty, Hunt, Leggett, Rome, Tutu. Any moves or stay? St. Brown, Bowers, and Braylon Allen for Evans, BT, and Laporta. It could work. So Flacco. So Brees, Monty, Hunt, Leggett, Rome, Tutu. It's tough because you have Evans. Yeah, I'd probably stand down, bro. BT and Evans are really good in Laporta. And then you got Monty, Brees, Hunt. I'm fine with this team. I think we take it into the week. I would try and buy Mahomes on the cheap, though. My guy. You know, if you could send like Rome and, you know, Leggett, or you just take a stab at Mahomes. Rome's tough to trade right now, but he could have tremendous value here soon if he starts picking it up. I'd be very tempted to try and make a move for Mahomes. Without any other players being listed, I don't see a move for it. But past that, I'd stand down. I think Mahomes is a great buy low for you. MHJ and Walker for St. Brown. I'd rather have Walker and MHJ, to be honest with you. I love St. Brown, but that's too much in my opinion. Trade Olave and CMC for Justin Jefferson. Take JJ and run. Hurts, Brees, Kyron, Achane, Olave, Terry, Amari, JSN, and Laporta. Hurts, Brees, Kyron, Achane, Olave, Terry. I'm trying to get rid of probably Olave and Terry, Olave and Amari, Amari and Olave, Amari and Terry to get that Tyreek Hill, or even a Olave for MHJ if you throw in JSN or Amari. I think Hill is probably your best friend right now via trade. I think AJB off the bye week is great. I think St. Brown, Tyreek Hill. Yeah. $5 hauler. I have ETN. What do I offer for Bigsby? I have Chase Brown. I'd do Chase Brown straight up if you had to. It is what it is. Dowdle and Kirk would be great. Dowdle and Odunze, Roshan, any of those combos of any of those. Honestly, I'd give up 2 of them for Bigsby if I'm you. It makes sense. Maybe try and hold off on Chase Brown, but past that, I'd do anything. Traded away Chuba for JMO. I'm fine. I traded away Chuba for JMO. I'm fine with either one of those, bro. But I think I remember your question, and I think I'd rather have JMO long term because of yeah. Okay. QB, K1, JD5, running back Bijan, Achane, Hunt, Brooks, Debo, MHJ, Wicks, Cup Tank. Good team. Pitch suggestions 2 and 3. Probably say you get rid of one of the QBs if it's a 1 QB league, and you just go to those teams and you see what you can cook up. I love getting rid of Brooks, or maybe even Bijan and upgrading Bijan if you can, like a QB and Bijan for a haul, or just a slight upgrade at RB, or you're going to give up Hunt or Brooks. I love your 3 receivers, Debo, MHJ, and Cup. Keep them. So a QB and Hunt or Brooks to just, yeah, I guess it's to slightly upgrade RB. That's the only thing I'm looking to do. If not, I'd probably wait and let Kyler or JD5 gain some more value and then attack it when somebody has an injury to a QB. But I think I keep that team. Smitty, tell me what you question. 3-2, 10 team. Just traded Murray, Debo, Puka, Pickens, BTR for Love, Evans, Dell, CMC. Murray for Love, you could call it a wash. Let's remove them. Debo and Evans, honestly, we could remove them. So Puka, Pickens for BT, or Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson Jr., Pickens and Brian Robinson Jr., Puka, Dell, CMC. I don't know. Love Evans, Dell, CMC, Puka, Pickens, Brian Robinson. I don't know. This is a tough one to evaluate. I'd probably rather have Debo, Murray, and Brian Robinson. Debo, Murray, Brian Robinson than Love, Evans, Dell, CMC. By a little bit, just because Puka's coming back. I don't know. It's not a horrible trade, but I think I like the Puka side a little bit more. Taysom Hill or Flacco. I mean, if you don't need a quarterback, you trade Flacco. But Taysom's been banged up. He might not even be back this week, so it's tough to say. Full PPR, trade away Pollard, Hunt, and Mahomes for Gibbs, Sermon, and Burrow. I'd take Gibbs and Burrow and run from the veto police and hope to God you don't have vetoes. Vetoes are stupid anyway. We got a $20 hauler here from Jumpin' John coming in strong. Let me get this one out of the way. Flex Dell, Downs, or Braylon Allen. You got to go Dell this week, bro. I mean, Downs is probably safer, but I'm going Dell. Dell's going to get tons of work with Nico out for at least 2 weeks, probably. Jumpin' John with a $20 hauler. 10-man, half PPR, 3-2 record. Josh Allen, DK, McLaurin, Dell, Walker, Bijan, Kyron. Love the team, bro. It's really, really good. Was offered Tyreek for Bijan or Walker. I would take Tyreek over Bijan right now. It is what it is. It is what it is. And let's keep in mind that Tyreek was a top 5 overall player when Tua was there. So it's not like he can't return there. And all indications are Tua's returning after this bye week and one more additional week. Flex Dell, Downs, or Braylon Allen. Would I rather keep Bijan over Walker? Probably. So I guess I'd trade Walker. Flex Dell, Downs, or Braylon. I already answered that one. Appreciate you. I'm going Dell again, as I mentioned. Shelly, appreciate your $5 hauler. Should I offer Garrett Wilson and Kraft for Lamb? Definitely. Or do I need to offer more? You probably need to offer a little more, but you could try. I could go after Kupp instead. I would take Kupp over Garrett Wilson and Kraft as well. Kraft is a good sell. He's a great player. You know, he's a great ad. We had him on the waiver wire list for a reason all week, but yeah, I definitely would go get Kupp. Jacobs and Downs meant only one of for ETN. I would say ETN or Hill. Meant only one of for ETN or Hill. I don't know I still don't know what you're saying, Jordan. You're not spelling it out properly. Not to mention your super chat's so long gone, I don't understand. Jacobs and Downs meant only one of. But you say Jacobs and Downs for ETN or Hill. I still don't know what you're saying. I would rather have Hill over Jacobs and Downs. That's all I can decipher from this, Jordan. You got to spell it out. It's very, very hard to understand that, but I still appreciate you. Thank you for your super chat. My last $5 super chat, you read my trade backwards. Either way, Kevin, it doesn't matter because what I try and do is give you my value of the trade, because sometimes you guys write it backwards, sometimes I read it backwards, whatever, but sometimes it's worded in weird ways. So I just hammer home the side I like so that no matter what, you know my answer. Sometimes people are like, Smitty, it was the other way around. Can you redo it? I'm like, what do you want me to redo, though? Because I very clearly told you the side I like. It's not going to change because you have it. You know what I mean? So, Kevin, you know what I mean, and I appreciate you, Kevin. Kevin to the mother freaking moon. Mason, Fabrice, Navage, you're late to the party. Yes, Navage. I've only been saying it all day long. On the other show, on this show. Navage, where you been? You haven't been paying attention today, have you? You're late to the class. You're late to the party. Brees Hall over Mason by a country mile. It's the only thing I've been saying all day long. All day long. For about 2 hours and 20 minutes straight. Navage, appreciate you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling with passion. CMC and Olave and Waddle for Brees and Bigsby. I take Brees and Bigsby and I run. Chase, appreciate your super chat. Sold Olave and Achane for AJ Brown. It's kind of a lot. But I don't hate it at the same time, but I certainly think you paid a ton. You know, because Achane could be better than A.J. Brown alone. He was better. He's number 2 running back overall for 2 straight weeks. You know, and his quarterback's been injured. He's coming back, so I don't know. You know, Olave kind of trash right now, but QB change might shake it up. I don't mind it, especially right now. You get A.J. Brown this week. A.J. Brown could have 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and you're going to come in and go, see, that's why I did it. And that's true. Right now, it's a good trade. Right now, I like it for you because Achane's on a bye. So I like it. I don't hate it. And quite honestly, you got enough depth that it could work out for you very nicely. So you're looking good, Chase. You got a good team. I don't think you made a mistake. I'm just letting you know. Okay, 12-man Superflex Dynasty. Caleb, Herbert, Penix, Kamara, Stevenson, Wright, Kelsey, Watson, Sennett, 3-2. Do I sell or buy? I don't know, bro. It's Dynasty. No one's buying Kelsey for anything. No one's buying Kamara for anything. Brian Robinson Jr. I don't think you got a lot of trade pieces here. Unfortunately, Laughing, you held on to some of these guys too long. No one's buying Kamara and Kelsey unless they're in win now mode, which you could explore those teams. But I mean, you're not gonna even get you could try and get like a Worthy or something right now using like a Kelsey or something, but that's it. Like, you're not getting anything. I don't know what you can do with this team dynasty wise. It's aging out pretty badly. Brian Robinson Jr. and maybe an Adunze. You know what I would do? I would try and get Bijan. I just think that if his redraft value has been kicked in the sack as hard as it is, I know his dynasty value is affected. People are scared to death, even sometimes more so because of the commitment level in dynasty to Bijan. Like, you may never get out of the value. So if you could trade away Kamara and B-Rob or something for Bijan, or a Dunze in Kamara, or Kelsey in Kamara, it's probably the move to make. The team's in rebuild, so I'm going after Bijan. I'm going after Achane. I'm going after wide receivers. I'd probably say I'm going after. I'd even go after Debo. I know he's older, but he's still got a couple years left. I don't know. Try the Bijan route. Try the draft pick route. Try and see if you can trade Kelsey and Kamara to a person that can win cash money now for a draft pick for a first rounder. I don't know if you're going to get it though. I just traded Devontae Smith and Zach Moss for Kupp. I like that trade. I would say I'd say I love it, but with Devontae Smith being bye week free, there's pros and cons to it. But at the end of the day, I like it. I do. I mean, Kupp's coming off a bye after this week, so it'll be fine. Kupp and Gibbs for Hall and Mason. I'd rather have Kupp and Gibbs over Hall and Mason, but that's a really good close trade. I don't think either side's getting hurt on that bad. It's just Mason has some risk. Traded Monty and Waddle for Tyreek. I'd rather have, honestly, that's really close. I'd rather have Tyreek by a hair if you have the depth for it, Double D, appreciate you. $5 hauler, Burrow, Barkley, Mason, Collins, London, Kelsey, Harrison Jr., Worthy. Trades, probably say with this squad, I'm just trying to get rid of Mason. Go watch my Trade Mason video, trying to get Breece Hall. Keep Collins, keep London, keep Kelsey, keep Harrison Jr., keep Worthy for the most part. But Mason, and if you had to give up somebody, Mason and, I'd be tempted to trade Kelsey. You got Ingram will eventually be healthy. Kelsey and Mason for a Breece Hall and something for a potential Gibbs and something. Or Gibbs straight up, or Kyron straight up. Kelsey and Mason for Kyron would be phenomenal. I think it's the only thing to do. Your team's really good. I don't think you got to do anything else but try and upgrade that RB spot. That's it, and you don't even need to. But you're 5-0, 1 QB, 1 flex, AR5, Saquon, James Cook, Chase, Reed, Kincaid, Downs, bench, Dowdle. I love this team. Nothing here to do. You're 5-0 for a reason. JMO and Dowdle for one player. You're trying to get like a Tyreek Hill. You're trying to get an MHJ on the cheap. Trying to get somebody like that. I'd maybe consider upgrading James Cook using JMO, using James Cook and Reed for a slight RB upgrade. But that's it. I mean, that team's phenomenal. That's the only thing I'd try and do. I wouldn't mess with any of the other key starters at all. It's just about getting that Reed or Reed upgraded or using Reed to upgrade that running back spot alone. Rough lineup this week. Burrow, Neighbors, Coleman, Bijan, Swift, Kincaid, Leggett, benches, Achane, Kupp. Yeah, that is tough, but any moves to make? I'd probably say, look, you got Achane and Kupp coming back. Don't worry. Swift is a good sell high right now. Swift, I'd keep. Kincaid, I'd keep. Swift and Bijan for a Kyron Gibbs or Hall upgrade if at all possible. If not, then it really just comes down to waiting or trying to trade Swift. You could trade Swift for Tyreek Hill, probably straight up in some circles, bro. Not in every circle. I'm not saying that, but in some circles. And I'm just trying to get rid of that Swift value for an MHJ, a Tyreek Hill, a DK Metcalf, a Mike Evans, an AJB. Like, I'm trying to get rid of Swift. Somebody's going to buy Swift high because he's an RB and he's scoring. So you're just trying to take advantage of one opportunity, a Swift for said player straight up. Thoughts on Debo and Debo might be a good go-get for Swift. Thoughts on Debo and Deontay Johnson getting worried. I keep Debo. Deontay, I would sell high if at all possible, but you're not going to be able to sell him too easily. Like Dell, straight up a worthy if you wanted to go that route. But I love Debo. I'm not getting rid of Debo. Debo is top 5 wide receiver walking out of, before he got hurt. 12-team league, 2-3. Murray, Love, H.N. Pollard, Spears, Javonte, MHJ, Adams, BT, Waddle. I guess I'm trying to trade like Adams right now. Adams and Pollard for one RB. Adams and Pollard for, let's call it a JT injured, or, you got H.N. right. So I guess a Bijan might work, Jeff. And again, guys, if you need players to trade for, just pause this here. This is the buy low RBs for this week. And again, some of these cases, you're not buying them that low. It's just it's like you're stealing them away. They're just going to be more valuable. Like Gibbs is going to be more valuable. Let's see here. I've been watching you for a long time, but this is my first $20 hauler. So congratulations. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. PPR League, I want to trade Kelsey for T. Higgins or Kelsey for Brian Robinson. Kelsey for Brian Robinson. The same person has both T. Higgins and BTJ and wants Kelsey for one. So you said Brian Robinson Jr., but then you said BTJ here. Those are two different players, Brian Thomas Jr. and Brian Robinson Jr. I would definitely trade Kelsey for BTJ. And I'm not saying Brian Robinson Jr. is not good. He's very good. But I guess I would say, I would take T. Higgins or Kelsey, either one that you needed. But I'd rather BTJ. So you may have mistyped on that. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with BTJ over Kelsey, no doubt about it. It also depends on who you have at tight end. If you've got somebody that will suffice for a while, I'm fine with this move, bro. He could be hit and miss. He really could. He looked like he got injured a little bit too. So appreciate your $20 hauler, and I Smitty approve either one. I'd rather a BTJ over Higgins, though, if I'm able to choose. Tyler says, "Sorry, I missed your answer, Braylon Allen." Yeah, you missed us trying to decipher your awful super chat because it was a word salad, Tyler. You missed it. You might want to go back and watch that because we were all trying to figure out what in the hell you said. With the spaces too. You do this space thing. So, Ari, sorry I missed you or super answer. Your answer. What are you doing, Tyler? What are you doing? Are you typing with one finger? Like, what's going on here? Brandon Allen. Who's Brandon Allen? Who's Hogan's? Who the hell is Hogan's? I don't even know what he's saying now. This is worse than before. Who the hell is Hogan's, bro? Is that Higgins? And who's Brandon Allen? Braylon Allen? Tyler, take a big fat lap, bro. If it's Braylon Allen versus Higgins, I'm fine with either one. I'm not fine with either one. I'm fine with you taking Higgins or Hogan's for Braylon Allen. But I don't know what you're saying. Braylon Edwards, maybe? Trade J-Mo and Ayuk for DK and CMC. If that's little Smitty, she can come in real quick. Trade J-Mo and Ayuk for DK and CMC. J-Mo and Ayuk for DK and CMC. I'd rather have J-Mo and Ayuk. Probably. By a hair. Just because Ayuk looks like he's solid right now. And I like J-Mo a lot. But I could get behind either side. Should I trade CMC for DJ Moore and Pollard? I would take... I'd probably consider that. Come here. We have a question for you. All right. This was in here. What is this?
It's a bird.
A bird? Tell everybody what it is.
It's a bird.
And does this mean you were in here? What were you doing in here? Is that your milk?
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? It's a bird without a wing?
Yeah. He was in a wing.
He lost a wing.
Yeah, he lost a wing.
Okay. Let's answer one question. Should he trade CMC for DJ Moore and Pollard? So, do you want CMC or Pollard? You hit the button. Green check or the X? Should he trade CMC for DJ Moore and Pollard?
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
I'd probably say for DJ Moore and Tony Pollard. I'd probably say give me CMC side on the upside that you could maybe trade him for something more. But honestly, DJ Moore, he's very good right now. Guys, can we get a vote on that one? DJ Moore and Pollard or CMC? Please vote on this one. Should I trade? Little Smitty said no. Keep CMC. I feel like you could get a little more. We got Tyler with another super chat. Siri, Brandon Allen or Bigsby? It's not Brandon Allen. Who the hell's Brandon Allen? Who's Tyler? This is the third super chat in a row. He had eye surgery. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. How was I supposed to know you had eye surgery? It's Braylon Allen. I want Braylon. Look, I think what I told you though is the upside board or the waiver wire board has Bigsby, Chase Brown, and Hunt by a country mile over everybody else. And so the answer is Bigsby over Braylon Allen by the ad drop board alone. But it's something to where I still want Braylon Allen. I'm not saying to cut Braylon Allen, but the pecking order is as such. I'm sorry about your eyes, bro. Hopefully did the eye surgery go okay? Okay, would you rather have Pollard or Monty? Pollard or Monty by a country mile. By a city mile, even. Should I trade J.K. Dobbins for Achane? Only if you like winning. I have K9, ETN, Bigsby, and Bucky Irving. It doesn't matter who you have. Like Dobbins, if you can trade Dobbins for Achane, you should be in car sales. You would crush it. You would kill it. You make a killing. Absolutely make a killing. Sorry for the confusion, Smitty, haha, but I just did Jacobs and Downs for Tyreek Hill and ETN. I'd rather have Tyreek Hill over Jacobs and Downs. I think you smashed that trade. Realistically, who's buying Mason? Go watch my Mason video. A lot of people. Breece Hall. That's the funny thing that we don't. We're getting Breece Hall for Jordan Mason. And don't say you're not. Don't say it. Because I got a whole section of that video dedicated to that kind of thinking. Tyreek Hill for Mason. It's easy to trade Mason. And now's the time to do it. Laughing. 0.5 redraft Bijan and Swift or Gibbs Breece. Or Gibbs and Breece. Bijan and Swift. Gibbs and Breece by like 10 city miles, bro. Like it's not even close. Zach says, Smitty, my team is JD5 Goff, running back Kamara, ETM, B-Rob, Irving, DK, St. Brown, Terry, Amari Cooper, Wicks, McConkey, tight ends, Kincaid. I'm 4-1, looking to improve full PPR. I like the squad a lot. I think you got hit pretty hard with the ETN situation, but B-Rob's there to kind of help you. Would I trade B-Rob and Scary Terry or B-Rob and Cooper for a slight RB upgrade? I think I would. So you're trying to get Bijan, you're trying to get Taylor, even though he's hurt. You're trying to get maybe Achane. Maybe even buying a Mason would be really good for your situation. As I mentioned at the top of the show, that Mason's a sell high and a buy low. You know, Smitty, you just said to sell Mason. What do you pay attention? Pay attention. Pay attention. Amari Cooper and Brian Robinson to go get a player is a very doable move. Achane would be great. You're 4-1. It even makes sense for your team to go get Achane because you can wait while others might not be able to wait. Effort with the $20 hauler says, should I trade Justin Fields and Bigsby for Achane? I would 100% do that. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the moves that win leagues. It's fantastic. Tyler, let's see what Tyler says now. Yes, you're good. I just can't type. Ha ha. That was good, Tyler. That was fantastic.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Tyler, your surgery's working out. You can see better now versus before. Tyler, appreciate you. And definitely go get Bigsby, my guy. Fantastic job. Is Mason and Kraft too much for Neighbors? No, not at all. It's not enough. If you pull it off, we're impressed. 14-team PPR. Allen, Chase Brown, Hill, Roshan, CMC 2 and 3, new here. Any help? Appreciate you being here, Matthew. Matthew's new here, so everybody give Matthew a thumbs up or a hug or a poop emoji or something to make him feel welcome and warm. Allen, Chase Brown, Hill, Justice Hill. Your running backs are a little bit shaky there, my guy, with Chase Brown and only Justice Hill. London, Deontay, Amari, Ingram, Brooks, CMC. Whew, that's a rough team. To be honest, bro, I'm trying to trade. I don't even know what you can do, to be honest. Maybe Deontay and Brooks for like a player, like one player. Amari Cooper and Brooks for an Achane. Maybe you go get Mason right now. That might be the right move. Brooks and Amari for Mason to couple with CMC. It's a rough team for sure. Like really, really rough. But you get Mason, it kind of helps you, and then you stay afloat. I would try and do that, my guy. That's where I'm headed with this team. Hey, Smitty, I think you missed my super chat, says Feeney. Feeney, I'll put you right here, and I'll try and go find it after I finish wrapping these up. Togo with the super chat says Bigsby or Trey McBride rest of season. Look, that's arguable, to be honest with you. I'd probably say give me McBride because of the tight end advantage, but Bigsby's very solid. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a week from now we're changing our tune on that. CMC in London for JJ and Irving. I'd take JJ in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, bro. We're not getting Hall for Mason in 90% of leagues. Okay, keep saying what you're saying, bro. I'm telling you guys, I deal with this all day long. You're not doing that. I can't see that. Don't do that. Like, who are you to tell me what I'm seeing? I'm the one that has the thermometer. I'm testing the temperature, and I'm seeing people do it every hour. On the hour. Multiple people every hour are making that trade. And yeah, sometimes they give up a Deontay. Sometimes they give up an Amari Cooper. Sometimes it requires a little more. But literally, it's you think because you can't do it that other people can't do it. Not true. And that's why I spend so much time explaining that, and then you guys see my pain is the people don't hear it, and they just come in and they say it. No one's doing that. You guys, you see what I'm saying? You see what I have to deal with over and over and over? Kittle and Dak, I appreciate your super chat though, but bro, I've been dealing with this all day long. You know, Smitty, you can't do it. Yes, you can. You can get Tyreek Hill as well. Kittle, Dak for JD5. I take JD5 and I run. Not even close. Slayer, is Mason and Bowers too much for Neighbors? No. Neighbors is worth that. I would definitely do that. See, Mason and Bowers just getting them Neighbors. But they can't do that, Smitty. There's no way someone's doing that. It's like I see it all day long. Half of these are incoming offers. Screenshots being sent. I'm literally staring at it. And worse than that is the person is questioning if they should do it. It's wild to me. It's so wild to me, the pushback people have on things that they don't see, they can't be. If I don't see it, it can't be. It can't be there. It just can't. There's no way. There's no way. Smitty, 12 team redraft. Baker, Moss, Ayuk, Shaheed, Goddard, Jennings, any other trades. So traded Mason for Tracy, Singletary, and Jennings. Oh, it's a horrible trade, Stevie. It's a horrible. Why would you trade Mason for Tracy, Singletary, and Juwan Jennings? It's a horrible trade. Like, that's what I'm afraid when people see trade Jordan Mason if the price is right, and only if the price is right, and then that trade happens. That's a horrible trade. Ayuk, Shaheed, Goddard. You just diluted your talent. Now you got almost nothing left. Like, what are you going to trade? And Stevie, I don't say this because I don't want you to never super chat again. This is what you're asking me for my hardcore, honest advice. And I don't know what to do at this point. It's almost like you're going to the doctor who's trying to tell you, take the medication so you can be stronger. And then you trade the medication for a ham sandwich, clog up the arteries, come back to the doctor and say, now what? And now I got to remove limbs. Like, I don't know what I can do for you at this point. The only player you could trade high at all, there's no one on this team. You got rid of everybody. The only player that you have that's of value at all, that's even a top 20, 40, top 50 overall player is Ayuk. So maybe you trade Ayuk. Maybe you get MHJ and a player. Maybe you get... I don't know what to do for this guy. I don't even know. I'm at a loss. I'm actually at a loss. Chat, can you help me with this? I need the chat's help. I have no idea what to tell him. Ayuk for... Maybe you could get Debo or Tyreek Hill and a player. Maybe you could throw Tracy in and get a running back upgrade. Like let's say somebody said, I'll take Ayuk and Tracy and I'll give you Tyreek Hill and good God. I don't know, James Conner, and it works out for you. Jeez. Also, I have this. Underdog Fantasy is a place where you can start over using code Smitty. The link is being dropped in the live chat right now. This is not to say, oh, it's done, it's over for you, but it's also me not saying that I'm not saying that, or that I am saying that in a way. Hit that link. It's a way for you to start over, bro. Stevie, look, this is like the doctor. It's like you go into the doctor and the pinky's barely held on. You use the hacksaw wrong and you're asking me to save it. And the doctor's saying, I could tell you I could save it, but I can't. The only thing I could tell you, Stevie, is you hit that link and start over and draft a resurrection draft for week 6 through 18. And you can start over. You can start over now. This is the only thing I can tell you, Stevie. I'm very, very sorry. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I hate that I can't even help him. That pisses me off. I can't help him. I'm at a loss. Try that. Tracy and Ayuk for 2 players, and you got to try and get lucky. Even then, I don't think the team can win, though. It's the problem. Smitty currently have Brees, Kyron, HN, AJB, BT. 3-2. What moves here? Probably no moves, bro. Your team's phenomenal. You know, Dell on the bench, BT. Love the team. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I look at that team, and it's like, holy crap. The difference. I feel so bad for Steve. Stevie, don't get mad at me. Stevie, you here? I'm 3-2. We good. Okay. He's 3-2. Stevie, if I open the phone line, call in. Deontay Johnson, Goddard for Hill. Take Hill and run. Take Hill and run, bro. Camo, appreciate you. Komodo, appreciate you. Trade just got accepted. I got Gibbs and Sermon and Burrow for Pollard, Hunt, and Mahomes. I play against the same guy. That's a fantastic. Yeah. Crushing it. Crushing it. Drop Pickens for downs. Puka. I pick Puka. Puka for sure. There's no way I'm leaving Puka out there. That's great. Should I trade Jacobs and Chris Godwin for Neighbors and Scary Terry? I would take Neighbors and Scary Terry and run from the veto police, my guy. Gold. Got Love. Kyron, HN, Kamara. Ayuk, Diggs, Zay. Bowers, like it. I like it. Wondering if I can boost my receiver. I'd say, I hate Zay Flowers, by the way. I don't hate him, but I mean, I definitely want to trade him. I'd maybe try and get rid of Diggs and Zay together, or Ayuk and Zay together, and go after like a Tyreek Hill potentially, bro. Bigsby, you know, you could keep Bigsby or use him. Bigsby and Zay for like a MHJ or a Tyreek Hill. I've seen people do combinations of trades like that, and it's just like it blows my mind, but you can do it. Monty Rico for Debo Achane. Debo Achane by quite a bit, my guy. By quite a bit. And then Feeney says I missed his super chat. I have a feeling Feeney went on a potty break, personally. But let's see if we remember reading this one. If not, I'll take a lap. Feeney, I will take a lap. It's easier if you just ask it again in this question, though. You know what I mean? Like you could ridicule me for missing it, and I'll take a lap. And I'm sorry, it's my fault if I do. But you would have had it answered again if you just re-asked it. So Smitty, you missed this. Here's the question. Then I would have slapped myself across the face, punished myself, and been answering this already. 1-4 with this team, speechless, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I remember reading this. Hurts, Brees, Kyron, Debo, DK, McBride, Terry, Bench, Corum, Pickens, Mooney, Dobbins, Wicks. I don't know if I remember this. Brees, Kyron. I love the team. I'm not touching it. Terry and maybe Pickens, Terry and Dobbins for like a MHJ, Terry and Dobbins for MHJ, Terry and Dobbins for Cook, Terry and Dobbins for Bijan or Cook, James Cook. Terry and Dobbins for, like I said, MHJ, for AJB, for Devontae Smith, bye week free. Terry and Dobbins for Tyreek Hill. Terry and Dobbins for Mike Evans, probably not doable anymore. Terry and Dobbins for maybe Debo. Oh, you got Debo. You got DK, MHJ. I think maybe it's running back, right, that we're trying to get Terry and Dobbins for. No, you could get a wide receiver or a running back. I think Tyreek Hill would be fantastic, Feeney. And I apologize, Feeney. That's on me. But definitely ask it again versus, hey, go hunt for this. You're going to get a quick reaction. Smitty, trade Wandell for Dell. I'd take Dell over Wandell. 4-1, Superflex, lost Rice. Good team, bro. T. Higgins is a good sell high right now. Tracy and T. Higgins for like one player. I see people get a little Tyreek Hill action right there off that package. Should I trade Olave and James Cook? It's James Cook, not Cooks. Olave and James Cook for Bryce, not Bryce. Smitty. Hall and Neighbors. Is that Hall and... Bro, you get Hall and Neighbors for James Cook and Olave, I quit my job and I come for work for you. I'd rather have Hall alone for Olave Cook. I'd rather have Hall alone for Olave and Cook. I'd rather have Neighbors maybe alone over Olave and Cook. Yeah, buddies. I think Blackbeard asked me a question too. And I don't know if Blackbeard, you wanted me to read this out loud, but I think Blackbeard asked a question. And he says, have a trade question. I have Brees and Bijan in 2 separate leagues. Would you rather have Kyron or Gibbs? I'd rather have probably Gibbs because he's bye week free. Unless that doesn't matter and you're like 5 wins or something. Over Brees and Bijan. Okay, Kyron or Gibbs over Brees and Bijan. I'd rather have Brees and Bijan over Kyron or Gibbs, if that's what the question. Trying to trade Brees and a bench player for Gibbs. Am I supposed to be reading this out loud, Blackbeard? I don't want to, if someone's listening, I don't want to give you that advice. I don't know if that's, you asked it during the show, so I assume that's what you want me to do. Trying to trade Brees and a bench player for Gibbs. Bijan and a wide receiver for Kyron in another league. Bijan, that's a tough one. Bijan and another player. Depends on the other player. It's a little vague, but I definitely agree with your thinking, if that helps. But I think it'd be hard for me to spitball that on the live. But I appreciate you, my guy. Blackbeard to the moon. And we can talk about that later as well. Kamara, Daniels for Amon-Ra, and Mixon and Richardson. I'd take Kamara and JD5 by a landslide. By a landslide. Steele, the mods put you in timeout, Steele, because you pasted your question 5 times in a row. Or 10 times in a row. And I don't condone the spamming of a question to try and override the entire... Like, think about what you're doing, Steele. Think about it for a second. You are literally trying to make everyone else's question useless by pasting yours so many times that other people's questions can't be read. And I am not going to read that and condone that behavior, if you know what I'm saying, broski. AJB or London rest of season. I'm going to go AJB, and he's bye week free. And that rhymes. Broski. Hill or Bijan? Hill for me. I'm taking Hill. It is what it is. I'm taking Hill. I'm not saying I don't have faith in Bijan or that I'm giving up on him, but I'm taking Hill. It's an easy question. Kamara, Daniels for Amon-Ra, Mixon, and Richardson. Again, give me Kamara and Daniels. Easy question. I don't know if we'll do how many people we got in here. Hit that thumb up button and also subscribe if you're new, guys. We're very close to 30,400 subscribers, 30.4K. Hit that subscribe button, especially if you're new. You found your new home. I'm here doing this every day. I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. I'm also live additionally whenever big news breaks. So that means if Adams gets traded or if there's even a hint of something brewing, I jump live. I literally go live in the middle of the night. So subscribe if you're new. I got 4 people just subscribed. It's weird that, you like the show. You know you're here to stay. All you got to do is subscribe. Make a commitment, for goodness sakes. It helps you be alerted when I'm going live. Especially if you turn that bell notification on, you become a part of the notification gang. The naughty gang, they call it. There's 3 more subscribes. And hit that like button on the way in the door. The way out the door. Right now, if you can. The like button also helps. We got 270 thumbs up. But, there's 700 people in here. It does help the channel. What helps me helps you, I promise you. Debo or Devontae Smith rest of season. I mean, Devontae bye week free. It's a huge advantage. But do I like Debo a little more? Probably. But I think maybe, depending on the, how much that extra game is going to help you. All right, we got 2 more super chats that just came in. 3 more. Diego, still keep Kamara, Daniels when I have Josh Allen. To be honest with you, bro, I think I just make a different trade. Like if I look at your question again, your question was Kamara, Daniels for Amon-Ra, Mixon. So the question is Amon-Ra St. Brown so much of a difference over Kamara that you're willing to give that guy JD5? I think you're taking the best offer you can get versus doing a good trade. So you need to do a different trade. That's what you need to do. Traded Terry Scary Bowers for Bijan Olave. I'd rather have Bijan Olave. Would you trade Mooney for Kraft straight up? If you need a tight end and you feel like that, yeah, I'm okay with that. Kraft is a good player, bro. He's a really good option, but Mooney's good too. I think they're both good. I mean, when you talk about the tight end position, I mean, Kraft might not be as good as Mooney, but like when you keep in to context the position of need. Traded Mason and Downs for MHJ today. I'd rather have MHJ. Smash. People wanted to veto my league, but the commish is letting the juice fly. I got Hurts, Achan, Monty. But the thing is, big Bass Gang, I don't even know what side they're trying to veto. Like, do they think that the Mason side's better? That's wild that you would try and veto that trade because I don't even know what side they don't like. Should I drop Keon Coleman or Lazard for Chase Brown? Yes, I would probably drop Lazard because you got a potential inbound Davante Adams. Easy call. Quick phone calls, 30-second calls only.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
30-second phone calls only. I will be hanging up on people if they don't get their question in on time. All right. Don't forget, we're going to have the buy low wide receiver video and tight end video tomorrow. 405 caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, what's up? It's Stevie, dude. You wanted me to call in?
Oh, yeah, Stevie. Look, first of all, I want to thank you for your super chat. And I'm sorry if I didn't mean to, like, belittle your team or anything either, okay?
Nah, dude.
So I would love to help you.
We're in the shitter. What do we do?
I don't know. That's the thing is looking at your team. I don't think I can save it. I mean, this is like once a year I tell someone I can't help you, and it just so happens you're the dude.
Yeah. I'm confirming that is what this is.
Stevie,
you know what I mean? Like if I'm pressing on the dying heart, I don't want to give up if there's a chance.
Yeah,
there's a chance.
Stevie, can you email me through my site right now? I'm gonna give you a free. I'm gonna give you a free membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com this year. Okay, I need to get you on the site. Yeah. Okay, so email me right now, Stevie. Put a number. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Click the contact us at the bottom, and then you're gonna put a 3-digit number that you're gonna tell me when you hang up the phone call after you sent the email, so I know it's you. Or
all right, wait. So you said I need to go to the site. Go down to where?
Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Go to the bottom and click the contact us button. Okay. Okay. Now click the just type in Smitty at Stevie, and then put something that no one would know you're typing, like balloon or whatever. You're gonna tell me what you typed, because there might be 3 or 4 people that are gonna email me right now and try and pretend they're you.
You mean on the are you human question? You mean?
It may answer that, but just in the body of the email, send something that I know that only you sent. You're gonna tell me after you send it. This is so I can verify it's you. I'm gonna have 3 people pretending to be Stevie right now.
Okay.
All right, hold on, Stevie. You do that. You do that while I answer this call real quickly. I got. Let's see here. Matt. Oh, you know what? I can't add any calls with Stevie on the phone. All right, Stevie. Let me know when
you're good. I'm typing it real quick. Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
All right. You ready for the number?
Hold on. Let me check and see if I got your email. You already sent it? Send it.
I'm sending it right now. Okay. Submit.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Love the show, by the way. Love the show.
Show loves you back.
Can we get some W's in the chat for this, man?
Yeah, get W's in the chat, please, for Stevie. All right. What is the number that you sent, Steve?
Not me.
What is the number? What is the number that you sent?
The number I sent is 420.
420. Okay. 420. There it is. All right. I'm gonna set you up with a membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com. All right. Because I feel bad like ridiculing your team, but I'm not like I'm just. It is what it is. I can't save you. I can't save you, so I'm giving you something back. I have to. I can't save your team. I can't.
All right.
It's going to the doctor with the finger hanging off, and I can't save it. There's no way you're winning the championship.
It's been on life support. It's been on a coma.
I know you're 3-2 though, which is impressive. And Stevie, if you win your league and you show me evidence, I'll give you a lifetime membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com. So at the end of the
I'll tell you what.
That's to make you fight. I'm trying to get you to fight.
If you think my team is bad, I can show you a worse one. If you think that's impossible.
All right. All right. Hey, Stevie, appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. I got your email. All right, later. That was rough. I feel bad for him because his team it was literally, he had like only Brandon Ayuk. That was like the only player he had like in the top 50. Matt, you're live. 30 seconds.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Got a real quick one for you. I know I'm 30 seconds. Love the show. Do you have Debo or MHJ rest of season?
That's close, man. I'd probably say give me MHJ. But Debo's going to be good. I think everyone's freaking out about this week. I go with MHJ.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm 1-4 with a super strong team. I'm feeling desperate here.
It's close, bro. All right, Matt. Okay. Appreciate you. Exactly. Yeah, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Later. Chat, can we vote on that, MHJ or Debo? I'd rather have MHJ. I think MHJ's got a better chance of delivering glory. And we've got this last caller here, 702. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is James. I'm calling from Las Vegas, Smitty.
James from Las Vegas. James, what can I do for you?
Absolutely. I just got a quick question for you. Love the show. I'm in a 12-team one flex league. It was a full auction, and hurting for the bye weeks, and Ty Chandler is on the waiver wire. I don't have a wide receiver because Nico Collins is injured. How important is it for me to get Ty Chandler off the waiver wire? My running backs are James Cook, Dobbins, Bijan, Brian Robinson, and Singletary.
I would probably drop Singletary for him regardless, but yeah.
I've got somebody else to drop. That's not a problem, but
Okay.
I need a wide receiver. I don't
Okay,
have a
so
lineup.
now you can do both. Now you can get Chandler to protect Aaron Jones. They're on a bye. You know, oh, he hung up on himself. They're on a bye. So obviously you can't use, you know, you're worried about, you got to go get a wide receiver. Well, yeah, drop Singletary, get Chandler, and then you can get your wide receiver. And if here's the wide receiver rankings, if he doesn't call back, here's the waiver wire board. So that should help you in terms of like trying to order what you want to do. Brandon from New York, you're live, Brandon. 30 seconds.
Hey, how you doing, man? I was calling to see if you think I should trade Lamar Jackson, Kyle Pitts, and Jahmyr Gibbs for Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, and
I gotta write this
Davante
down.
Adams.
I gotta write this down. Holy crap. Okay. Allen, Achan, and who on that side?
And Tyreek Hill.
And Hill. And then what was the other side?
And then I'm sending Lamar Jackson, Kyle Pitts,
And Gibbs?
and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay, so do you do this trade? Allen is way better than Lamar. Or not way better, but I have him higher ranked than Lamar. I don't even hesitate to take Allen over Lamar. So you have an advantage there already. Gibbs over Achan, easy call because he's had a bye already. He's injured right now. His quarterback's not even coming back that next week. But Tyreek Hill over Kyle Pitts, even though Pitts is, came to life. I'm going to say give me Allen, Achan, and Hill, bro. It's a real tough call, but Hill over Pitts and Allen over Lamar. So really it comes down to, do I believe Achan, who is a number 2 overall running back through 2 weeks, does he rebound at some point this year? The answer is yes. And even in the worst case scenario, Allen and Hill, if Hill bounces back and let's say Achan doesn't, if Hill bounces back to being a top 4 overall player and let's say Achan doesn't ever play again, Allen and Hill still put a fight up over this side alone. So if you get Hill and Achan bouncing back, you crush the trade.
All right, cool.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Later.
Gavin
from AZ, you're live. You're the last caller.
I traded Wandell, Wicks, and Ford for Debo.
Smash. I'm not going to even waste my marker on that one. Smash.
Yeah.
All right. Go take a victory lap later. What a good trade. What a good trade. All right, back to the super chats. Then we're out of here. We got Mark Cleveland with a $20 hauler.
To Mars.
Mark to Mars. Traded Jacobs and Ayuk for his Jamar Chase and Javonte Williams, running back Denver. I was going to say if that was JMO, you crushed him. But I still think you won this trade. If you had JMO, it would have been insane. If you don't have JMO, you got Javonte, who I don't really... There's no value there. You still got the best player in the deal, Mark. Smitty approved that. I like it, Mark. I think you did good. Bijan for Diggs and Achan. I'd rather have Diggs and Achan or Pollard and MHJ. I'd rather have Diggs and Achan. Diggs and Achan's the best side of that by far, by a city mile. Thank you all for the super chats. Gifted memberships on tonight's show. We had a Wheel Snipe City gifting 1, 2, and then 5 super chat or gifted memberships. Wheel Snipe City, appreciate you. We also had New Age Outlaws. Oh, New Age, you still there, bro? I'm so sorry. My alerts don't tell me sometimes on the gifted memberships. This guy gifted 20 gifted memberships and I didn't say a word. New Age, where are you at? Please be here. Please be here. I'm going to give you a standing ovation if you're here, pal. I can't thank you enough. New Age dropping 20 gifted memberships. Wheel Snipe City dropping 7 or 8 of them as well. Absolute monsters. New Age here. New Age is here. New Age is here.
Let him cook.
New Age doing it live. New Age must be working or something, because it looked like he just hit a bunch of keys to let me know he's here. It's like a bunch of gibberish. I'm here, Smitty. I'm in my pocket, Smitty. I'm working. New Age to the moon. New Age to the moon. Monster. Celebratory messages. Ray G, 13 months. Feels so good, he says. Appreciate you. We got this one from Zach, who said, who can I trade Amari Cooper and ETN for? Try for a MHJ. Try for a Reed. Try for... I mean... Yeah, I don't know. James Cook, you could try. It's all... you're taking stabs. No one wants ETN right now. Cooper, I mean, maybe you're going after a Worthy. Guy's trying to cancel the trade after you accepted it. He's begging people to veto the trade. It's been a great 2 years with Smitty, the GOAT. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. And I think I have all of these super chats and gifted memberships. And thank you again, New Age. You're the man, the myth, the legend. We've got a few super chats that just came in here. Gabe says, my chase for Neighbors and Deontay, not enough. I love Neighbors, but Deontay's nothing in that deal. Hey, I didn't do that trade yet. He wants to do it. Well, if he wants to do it, you better do it, Mark, or he's going to pull it. I'd almost say, Mark, take a lap just for not doing it yet, because you're running the risk of him pulling it. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. $20 hauler from Michael. Michael, appreciate you. You're going to Mars, young man.
To Mars.
Pack your bags. Traded Wandell Ford Wicks Love to the 10th place Packer, to 10th Packer fan. Got Josh Allen, McCaffrey, Debo. Oof. That poor guy. That poor guy. Traded Wandell Ford, Wicks, and Love. I mean, if you got vetoes, they're vetoing that trade. That poor guy. Smitty, no one's trading Josh Allen, Smitty. No one's trading Josh Allen, Smitty. Okay. Okay. Oh, boy. Your team's lit. Don't touch it. Let it ride. Look at that squad. Devontae Smith, Debo, JD5. I just don't know what you do with your quarterback situation if it's one QB. You got to shop one of them. So, yeah, you do got some work to do. But, man, you could sit on it for a week and it wouldn't even hurt you. Let's try and figure out a way to get, unless it's Superflex, you leave it. But if it's not Superflex, you need to smash a trade at some point. And, honestly, I would put both JD5 and Allen on the block, because you need to take the highest, offer that helps your team and not consider which QB you're keeping. That's not up to you. The market. Smitty, thanks for the streams, bro. Would you trade Godwin and Jordan Mason for Tyreek Hill straight up? I think it's a little much to throw Godwin in. I'd want something back. So if it's a 2-for-2, then it makes some sense. But I think Godwin's a little overkill in that, because Jordan Mason alone should get you Tyreek Hill. But would I trade Jordan Mason for Hill and give up a tad like a Deontay to get it done? Yes, but to throw Godwin in is to throw in maybe a low-end wide receiver 1. So I'm going to say negative on that, my guy. Negative on that. Get something else, but and then maybe we're talking, or give him something a little lighter. Bijan for Achane and Diggs. I'd take Achane and Diggs, or Jamar Chase. I'd take Jamar Chase over all of that. The Jamar Chase side is the much better option. Isaac, appreciate you. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Don't forget, we're live when news breaks. So if news pops off, I'll be back. I don't know that I'll be back other than that, but if news breaks, I'll be back. Appreciate you all. If anybody drops a last-second super chat, make sure you put it in the comments, not the live chat, in the comments, and you get my attention with some dollar emojis. Don't fake it, or I won't answer your question. But if I miss a super chat because someone's dropping it and they're delayed, they pause the live stream, they're 10, 15, 20 seconds behind, put it in the comment section, please. I'm telling you, I will get to it, but you have to let me know. I'm hitting the end button right now. I can't know that you dropped a super chat late. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you.